Grammarly helps make your writing clear.
Clucks, clucks, clucks. Hawks.
This is my state, this is my team. You know what that means. This is for the black and blue that I bleed. This is for the chance to bring home that ring. But everybody gonna doubt this. So far there ain't been another way around it. We bring heat to the game each week. They just say we ain't got what it takes, we ain't bout it. Well, y'all can just keep saying that we ain't gonna make it. But at the end of the day, this will be the Panthers nation. You know, this ain't a game to us major players at every angle that you can think of. That's why you hate us. Get out the way of greatness. You can look at our faces and see the blood, sweat, and tears that it took to create this. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, but you can save it. Cause even on the darkest of days, you know we're always gonna find a way to tell them what we gonna do, we gotta
Alright, folks. Welcome on into the stream. Hope you guys are doing good today. And if you look up on the screen, there is your jersey schedule that has been released. Hope you guys have a fantastic night before the game. We're going to get you set up with some info before we head into it. So, before we do that, if you are new here, hit that like and sub button. Hit that bell, select all, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to hit that bell because this channel is going to be red hot here soon. Especially on game day. So, that being said, let's check out this jersey schedule. Now, we got the Jets, Saints, and Texans are going to be white jerseys. I think that's a very interesting start to this. I don't really have any reactions to the specific jersey colors that they use on game days, except for the Cowboys game. Now, I like this because if y'all remember, we were using those alternate jerseys on that Thanksgiving game back in 15, and we took care of some business against those Cowboys. Y'all remember that, right? So, I like that. That's extra motivation right there. So, good start. But, yeah, shout out to Jack Painter and Corey McKinney, who's watching on Facebook. We're multi-streaming right now. But, yeah, give me just one moment here. I want to bring up something to everybody's attention that's very, very important. Now, I'm sure you've heard the news. I'm sure it's everywhere now. Let's go ahead and bring that up on the screen here. Hold up. There we go. And boom. Alright, so Sam Darnold won't play in the preseason game at the Colts. He's resting most of our starters. And it's not for the reason everybody thinks. Everybody's going to sit there and be like, oh, well, we don't get to look at Sam Darnold. We don't get to look at Brian Burns. This ain't about money. Folks, this is not about money. If this was about money, all the starters would play. And I want to commend this coach for being the first Panthers coach in Panthers history to care about our players' health and keep them from getting injured in the first 2 preseason games. Bravo, Matt Rule. Bravo. Y'all know I went on some 2-hour rants about this stuff on streams. This is how we do it, folks. We already know the starters are solid. We already know that. He already knows what starters he wants to put in. This ain't about us. Preseason was never about us. I just want to remind y'all of that. It never has been. And Matt Rule is the first Panthers coach to get that. Preseason is about trying to build the best 55-man roster we can build. And, if he feels like there's a few starters that need a few reps to see if he wants to take a look at them, sure, by all means. I got no problem with that. If you're not solidified on a certain position at starter position, then there's still a position battle going on. Go for it. This coach, bottom line, this coach knows what he's doing. And for me to sit here and say, oh, well, it sells jerseys, it gets... Nobody cares about the preseason. But you know who does? The players, the coaches, the management, the GM. Those are the ones building our roster. Sure, it draws in a little bit of money in preseason, sure. That's cool. Let's be fair here, though. How many of y'all leave after the first quarter is over with in preseason? Be honest. How many of y'all do? You see the starters, and you're like, okay. Maybe we'll watch up till halftime, and then we'll beat traffic, right? That's typical preseason right there. That just proves to people this is not about us. It is about the players trying to make that roster. 2nd string, 3rd string, 4th string, 5th string, all the way on down. And I'm going to tell you something. Those last 2 minutes in that 4th quarter, that's the reason Effie Abada got his starting role 2 years later. That's the reason. So, we as fans may not watch all the way through, but I guarantee you the coaches have to stand on that sideline the whole entire game until that whistle, till those 000s. That's how players get depth chart spots. Point blank. These coaches are paying attention throughout the entire, all 4 quarters, every play. That's attention to detail. That's a staff that we can rally behind right there. And the fact that he's not even going to put the starters in because he's that confident in these starters tells me 2 things. 1, he's trying to keep these players healthy, which is what I've been preaching about. And 2, we're going to learn about these 2nd stringers. We're going to learn a lot about these 2nd stringers. And after the reports of the wide receivers having trouble in Indianapolis, that's the first thing I'm going to start looking at tomorrow. I don't know about y'all, but that's the first thing I'm gonna scout. So, going to the chats here. The Real Zero Chill. Keep pounding. That's right. Keep pounding. Let's go, man. Let's go. Going to the chat and Facebook. Morgan Fox is listed as a starting defensive end. I'd like to see him get more reps and compare his reps to Gross Matos. I agree with that. I thought that was a little strange when I saw that. And again, I'm feeling that's got to be a razor thin battle right there. I'm watching that one heavily, for sure. So if they're resting the starters, does that mean we don't get to see Morgan Fox and we get to see Gross Matos? Is that what's going to happen there? That's what I'm feeling is going to happen. And honestly, I've seen enough of Gross Matos. I know what he can do. I'd rather see Morgan Fox. But, Coach Rule, you do you. You got control of this team. You know what you're doing. I trust you. I watched the whole thing for Carolina, but that's because position battles excite me. The 53-man roster excites me too. I feel you, man. I feel you, Corey McKinney. I'm with you on that. As a YouTuber, I have to. It's part of my job, as a YouTuber, to scout this team as well as I possibly can and report to y'all what I find. Well, it's not technically my job. It's more of a side project at this point because I'm not getting paid for it. But, I'm doing this for y'all, man. I'm doing this for y'all. And, eventually I'll get paid, maybe. But I don't care about the money. This channel was never about the money. I'm going to be straight up real with you. It was never about the money. Never has been, never will be. And I stated that in the first 5 videos I put out. I said that any money that comes in any way, shape, or form will be put right back into the channel in some way, shape, or form. I'm not making a dime off this channel. This is for y'all. Because I love this team and this organization and this fan base that much. I love y'all. And I'm not backtracking at all. Yeah. But yeah, you watch it all the way through to the last 2 minutes. I guarantee you, the last 2 minutes, that's when you're going to find that diamond in the rough. That's when you're going to find that F.E.O. bottom. And that excites me right there. Because I get to do that, on top of just being a YouTuber. That's fun, man. God, I love doing that. And I love pointing these guys out. It becomes fun for me. Yeah, the Real Zero Chill, man. My only concern is the O-line, brother. I feel that, man. I feel that. After we've been playing musical chairs with the O-line this training camp, I got a lot of question marks there, man. During that Colts game, and I don't like it. We never did fully set that offensive line consistently throughout training camp to where we have a solid depth chart. Who's going to be second string, who's going to be third string, who's going to be fourth string going into this Colts game. I have a feeling we're going to see all of them. We're going to see all of them. First stringers included for the offensive line. You think Davian Nixon will have that Effie Obata effect? Yeah, man. It's possible. It's possible. I have been watching him during training camp, and I like him. I'm looking for that guy that's going to pop off, man. That's going to catch my attention. That's going to catch all of our attention. And if y'all aren't familiar with what Effie Obata did to earn that starting role, I'm going to tell y'all again because some of y'all know, some of y'all don't. But Effie Obata This is during preseason now. This is during the last 2 minutes during that Steelers preseason game. This is why we keep playing the Steelers in preseason. Keep that in mind. This is why. Because the Steelers have that talent all the way down the depth chart to challenge our players. Now, this might be a third stringer. This might be a fourth string quarterback. I don't know what it was. I think it was a third string quarterback that they put in that year. He had 3 attempts. And he aced that test phenomenally. He got 1 sack, 2 quarterback pressures. He almost had 2 sacks out of those 3. That's the type of special player I'm looking for in those 2 minutes. That's what I'm looking for. That's what y'all should be looking for too. And I challenge all of y'all. Don't fall asleep during this game. Pay attention throughout the game. You'll see these players pop off. And you'll think, whoa, wait a minute. We might have a fireball here. We might want to bump him up in the depth chart. That's the people I'm going to be talking about in the next stream. Post game, And I'm going to have a list of them too. And I'm going to tell you what they did and did not do. And why. That's how I do things on this channel. If I see positivity and I see something that catches my eye, I'm gonna call these guys out, man. Absolutely. I'm gonna promote them to the management. I'm gonna promote them to the entire fan base. And I'm gonna say, look, these are the guys we need to start paying more attention to. Because they could be working their way up fast. And I'm with you, Zero Chill. I think Davian Nixon, man. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it right down below. I feel it. I think he's going to be the one. And it's always that player you least expect, too. No one's talking about Nixon. No one. Name one streamer out there that's talking about David Nixon right now. Man, I'm telling you. It's always the one you don't expect. Nobody was talking about Effie before he did what he did in Steelers preseason game. What, 4 or 5 years ago? And look whose jersey I got in my collection right now. Because I was one of the first ones to point that man out. Nobody else would. Because nobody else watches the fourth quarter. Except for the people that really, really are analytical. Like I am. And are YouTubers. That's it. Everybody else don't fall asleep in their chairs. But me, I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake. Man, I'm so pumped up, bro. This season feels special. I want to join you on that, man. I want to join you. I do. I want to join you because we got the potential to get 10 if we stay healthy. And this move by Matt Rule of not playing the starters until the 3rd preseason game, that's huge. That's massive. Y'all don't understand how massive this is. Y'all really don't get it. God, man. I'm riding with the Rule, man. I'm riding with him. I'm riding this train all the way. Yup, JC needs the reps, bro. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. All the rookies should play in the first one. I feel like, get them some reps in the first quarter, if you're going to start them. And then that's it. Take them out, put all these second stringers in. That's it. Shut them down after that. Because one quarter is enough in the first 2 games to get a look at them, and that's all you need. If you still feel uncomfortable, maybe the second quarter. But honestly, I feel like first quarter and then shut it down for the rookies. The rookies need reps. There is no argument there. But point being, you got to keep these guys healthy. That's priority number 1. That's priority number, especially if you're starting them, like JC. I think that's the play. Honestly, I think that should be the preseason play right there. If you want to keep these guys healthy, that's the way to go. And I'm so proud of Matt Rule right now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, thank you for finally listening to the fans and keeping these guys healthy. God bless. We got a ball coach right here. That's what we got. We didn't get a head coach. We got a ball coach. You know what I'm saying? We got a straight ball coach. I'm happy. This man's got a ball for us. He's got that fire. He's had that fire since day 1, and I love it. Everybody's got their doubts. I say nope. Nope. First year, he won me over. Now I'm starting to really love the things he's doing. Name me a coach in the NFL right now that is willing to have the spine to choose the player's health over money. Name me a coach in the NFL right now that'll do it. Nobody's got that spine. Nobody is that smart. We got a great coach. I'm happy. This feels great. Now, the attention goes to the O-line. And I want every one of these O-line to get a snap. That's what I want. I want to see that. Since we are rotating and we are playing musical chairs, now is the time to start every one of those O-line. Let's find out who they are in the first quarter. I want to see them all. First string, second string, throw them in. We've been rotating them all. Let's finally build a depth chart with this O-line. That's what we need to do. The unofficial one doesn't. I'm not sold on that. I'm not sold on that at all. Any one of these guys can change positions at any one time. We got Taylor Moton taking snaps at left tackle, for goodness sakes. Come on. We got to figure something out. We got to figure out what we're doing. We got Tacklenberg coming in, making snaps at center. What are we doing? That's a gigantic question mark. And that's where my attention is going to focus on. Mainly. Because we got to get that O-line fixed. Otherwise, we're not going anywhere this season. Wide receivers are next. I feel strongly about the corners right now. I don't have any problem with the corners right now. We're looking okay. We're looking good. Even up in the training camp days in Indianapolis, we're still looking strong there. Now, linebackers would be next on that list because we're looking extra thin at linebacker right now. We got to know what we have to the letter, down pat. We got to know exactly what we have at linebacker. Otherwise, that's going to kill us this season. because everybody on that defense is going to have to cover for what the linebackers are not able to do. That's extra pressure all around. That puts players at risk for injury. We don't need that. That's another way we can help ourselves. Now, Moten better not play. I think first quarter. First quarter for Moten, then shut him down. I think if everybody is committed to having him take left tackle snaps, let's have him take a few. I got no problem with that. Preseason is the time to experiment. So you know what you have, even from the vets. Now in regular season, no. He stays on the right side. Period. That's what we paid him for. We didn't pay him to experiment over on the left side during the regular season. He is an emergency backup. He's the emergency of the emergency backup. To me. I don't want to see him over on that left side at all. Unless we have no other choice. I'd rather see us pick up free agents before we have to do that. He needs to be on the strong side where he has been successful and he has become a Pro Bowler. Period. Now, if you want to experiment with him in training camp, if you want to experiment with him preseason, go right ahead. But not too much. You don't want to go crazy with it. But as I said, to prevent injuries, one quarter is enough. That's all I need to see. Even half of the first quarter is fine. I just need to see him take a few snaps over left tackle. Let's see if he can do it against, in live play. That's the time to experiment with that. I'm okay with that. But mostly, I need to see him over on the right side, where he's supposed to be. You want to test him out at, right guard or something like that, go for it. Yeah, I got no problem with that. He can play guard just as well as he can tackle. So, test him out. Experiment. One quarter, fine with me. Just don't get him injured. Don't put him at risk any more than you need to. That is a Pro Bowl right tackle. That is our guy. Okay? That's our anchor on this offensive line right now. It used to be Ryan Khalil. Now it's Taylor Moten. So, we need to keep him healthy at all costs. Which means other teams are going to be targeting him. Now that they've seen, we're paying him triple X amount of dollars, now we're going to target this guy, right? That's what they're going to do to J.C. Horn, too. They see him on everybody's radar. Let's target him. So we got to be on guard for that. Especially in New Orleans, in that New Orleans game, and Dallas. Those are the two guard games we got to really guard ourselves for as far as injuries. That's weeks 2 and 3. Preseason, I'm not too worried about it as long as we don't put these guys in when we don't need to. Experimenting is fine, but don't go ham. Let's see. So let's get into this article, yeah, Chauncey, it's all about the O-line this preseason. Exactly, man. Exactly. We don't know what we have. Point blank, we've been musical chairing it. We don't know what we have. So let's see what they say here. They got plenty of work in 2 days of joint practices with the Colts, which lessened the need for reps in a live game. with actual tackle. Coach Rule said the first team's workload in these workouts made it easier for him to park them Sunday. We didn't substitute the ones much here. Now we'll get the 2s and 3s. This year's different. We cut down to 85 on Tuesday, so I want to make sure 90 guys are healthy and on tape. Boom! Let me read that off to you again. I want to make sure all 90 guys are healthy and on tape, so we make the right and appropriate decisions. That's my coach. That's my coach right there. I was probably going to play the ones up to about Wednesday, but looked at it and said, let's treat it this way. No one else has the guts to do this in the league. No one. And it's beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, this makes me so happy as a Panthers fan. You have no idea. I have been ranting and complaining about this every single video that I have done since the beginning. Alright, so Sam Darnold will definitely play in the third preseason game against the Steelers. Absolutely, man. That's the one you want to test him on, because the Steelers defense, and I took a little bit of a look at the Steelers defense in that preseason game they showed on NFL Network. I didn't get to see like the whole game, but I got to see enough to know what players we should watch out for, which ones we shouldn't. And as long as they keep showing these games on NFL Network, I'm going to keep checking them out. But the Steelers preseason game interested me for that reason specifically. Is the defense. I wanted to see, what players they added, how strong they are, where their weak spots might be, and how Coach Tomlin is doing with it. What is he going to do with it? Before we play him. How is he going to move these people around? And that's going to play a huge factor in preparing for that Steelers game in about 2 weeks. But yeah, I might be jumping the gun a little bit, but hey, we still got the Colts, we still got the Ravens, sure. I just want to be a little bit more prepared this time around. We get the Steelers every preseason. Every preseason, they test us. So, would it not be a great idea to watch these guys and see what we're doing with beforehand? That's how I feel about it. Yeah. And I'm always the analytical type, so I try to get ahead of the game a little bit more than most fans out there. So I'm looking at specific stuff, I'm looking at the mechanics of these players, the technical abilities. Are they able to turn? Are they able to catch balls? Are they able to not get burned on specific plays in specific coverages? Are you able to use your hands correctly? If you're a lineman. There's so many things that go into this game that people don't realize. And my goal on this channel, one of my goals on this channel is to help you guys to see some of these things that most people don't point out. That maybe when you watch these games on Sundays, you see it from a little bit different perspective. And you start looking for these little things. You start noticing them when you didn't before. when you're just watching the game. So, hopefully I can do that for you. If not, no big deal, but it's just a goal, right? Donald said that quarterbacks were off limits, and he was okay with it. Pregame and have a good workout. Whew. Sorry about that. I am tired. It is late, but hey, we're gonna power through this, right? Good workout. Throw some roots. Work on some different things with the starters. Obviously, be a really good help on the sidelines. I'll be listening to the plays. Be locked in mentally every single rep, and go about it that way. There you go, Sam. That's a leader right there. That's a leader. How many starting quarterbacks do you hear say that? And I'm telling you, I pay attention to all these things, man. Even the pressers. The boring pressers that, for most fans, it's just like watching paint dry. I watch these things. I pick these things out, man. Lately, I've had the time. So, I may not have as much time next year, but I'll try to devote as much to it as I can. But the pressers may be the one thing that I start slacking off on because of other responsibilities next year. And that's not a bad thing, because most of the pressers you're only going to pick out maybe a few things. But looking at this, Rule said backup PJ would start, and they likely split reps between him and Will Greer as close to evenly as possible. I think that's the right call. If you look at both of them and how much both of them have been struggling, in different ways in training camp, give credit to Will Greer on the throws that he has made. But you take a look at both of their weaknesses in comparison, and it's two totally different weaknesses, by the way. PJ's been overthrowing, Will's been underthrowing with picks. So it's two totally different weaknesses. So, and that's why that battle is razor thin. The difference, and again, I'm going to say this, Will Greer should start. Here's why. When you look at the amount of overthrows by PJ, nothing is going to happen. It's going to be dead drives. You're going to have turnovers either way. The ball's going to be turned over either way, whether by punt or whether by interception. The difference is Will. When he is accurate, will connect on those deep balls, and he'll get you points. The difference is, with Will, he will get you in field goal range, and you'll get points. You might not get touchdowns, but you'll at least get the field goal range. With PJ, we're looking at game manager again, like Teddy Bridgewater. That's not going to cut it. That's why he should be third string. And the amount of overthrows and incompletions way overshadows his successes right now. Way overshadows. You're looking at dead drive with PJ Walker. The last few practices he's been good. I'll give him credit for that. But I'm talking about training camp as a whole. That one deep ball that you saw when we were reviewing the footage yesterday, that's a perfect example of what I've been seeing constantly and consistently from PJ. And that's not good. Up until the last 2 days before they went up to Indy. It's not going to cut it. That's what lands you in third string. Now, do I feel like he should be cut for that reason? No. And here's why. Game management is also important. And I'm okay with settling for these short passes, and moving the chains and getting in field goal range, if we have to get down to a third string quarterback. Plus, I don't know of any free agents out there that I think are better, in that respect. On short and medium passes. Now, on the deep ball, I don't trust him at all. I don't trust him at all at this point. Prove me wrong, PJ, but I don't trust you. Point blank. I love the man. I think, he's a really good person as well as a player. Yeah, but his skills have dropped off the map. Let's be real. So that's why this battle right here could get highlighted in tomorrow's game. Why I'm not paying attention to it as much as the rest is because we got bigger issues at the moment. Now, once we solve the O-line issue, once we figure out who we have, who we don't have, what they're good at, what they're not good at, where they're supposed to be, on the O-line, then we focus on the wide receivers, and hopefully we can get both of those two goals done in this game coming up. Is O-line and wide receivers. We can accomplish both there. Linebackers, it's going to take 2 games. And the reason I say that is because we are so thin at linebacker. I would like to see some of these guys come back from their injuries, and then we'll take, or from the COVID list, and then we'll take a look at them. That's why it's going to take 2 days. The wide receivers are out there. They're already out there. O-line are, for the most part, out there. The O-line could take about 2 games to truly get that settled. Well, we need to have both settled before we go into the Pittsburgh game, for sure. Otherwise, Pittsburgh's going to run circles around that. There's no doubt about it, point blank. They will do it. It's Pittsburgh, guys. Come on. I don't care what record they had last year. I don't care what record they had the year before. It's Pittsburgh. That's their mentality. That's how they do things. That's what Mike Tomlin has taught them how to do things in that specific way. So that's why I feel like we're going to get tested in every area when we go into Pittsburgh. So we want everybody, we want all these issues solved before we go in there. And Pittsburgh will be the final test. Are we ready in all areas? Can we handle a full regular season? Of a full 18 games. Full 18 game season. With buys. are we able to hold out in every area and stay alive and possibly make the playoffs? That's what we got to find out from that Pittsburgh game. If we can get, that's why my areas of interest are on those specific spots in the next two games. And I'll get a chance to look at these guys before the Ravens game, 17th, 18th, and 19th, and I'll be able to tell you a little bit more about those specific spots. And I'll be watching those specifically. And I'll also be watching the quarterback battle as well, because that's what I do. But my eyes will be drifting during those 3 days, in between a lot of different areas. But those most importantly. So just know, if you see linebacker drills on video camera, if you see wide receiver drills on camera with quarterback, and if you see the offensive line during 7-on-7 and 11-on-11 drills against the Ravens, you'll know exactly why. So, that being said, those are the types of drills that you should be looking for on camera from me. I'll try to pick up anything else that I find interesting too, but those will be my focus. Okay. So we haven't made a total decision as to who should be number 2. And, okay. There isn't much space. Razor thin decision, as I figured. You know, I had that theory right from the get-go. As soon as I saw that split rep on the second string, as soon as I saw it, I knew. Alright, so Brian Burns was informed of it, and he said, yeah, that's great. I want to see these guys go out there and show what they do. It would have felt great to go out there and get a series or 2 in, but I'm not complaining. Today was enough. I'm ready now. If we had to play the Jets today, I'd be ready. See, if the starters are saying that, and they feel ready for the season, why do we need to play them? That's just an injury risk. You know? That's just, we're putting them out there for the fans, fan appeasal. We don't need to do that. Why would we need to do that? That's putting these guys at risk for nothing. Just for some jersey sales? Come on. Get real. Anybody that's not on board with this decision right now, get real. Because he's not changing it. And he's absolutely right about this decision. I'm with him. I'm 100% on board. So, Torian actually sent me this on the page. And this is, I apologize about that. YouTube ads are what they are. But this is Panthers D's specialty is confusing quarterbacks. And Kurt Warner breaks down the tape. Great find, my friend. Great find. We're gonna look at this. I think it's worth looking at. Hold on, guys. Fix the sound. There we go. Hold on, y'all can't hear this. Hold up. I gotta make sure we got sound on this. Hold up. Boom. We'll run it back. All right, y'all ready? This is 10 minutes. Let's go.
All right, back here on Study Ball. Earlier in the week, we hit the Carolina Panthers offense, taking a look at Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, the three best friends of Sam Darnold, three best friends anybody could ever have. Sam Darnold is going to be happy with those guys and can't wait to see what he can be and how he can elevate his game with all of those weapons. All right, today it's about the Carolina defense. A lot of young talent. We remember a couple years ago, they went entirely defense in their draft. And so they've got a lot of playmakers on that side.
Before we get into the defense, are we hyping up those wide receivers too much? That's a question that has been raised over the past couple of days. Are we hyping these guys up too much? I mean, I haven't exactly been hyping them up, but I haven't said that they're great out there. You know, I've been satisfied with them, but they're not great. I've been hearing things like they're not running the right routes and stuff like that, you know. And, you know, Matt Rule knows what he's talking about, so I trust him. So, that being said, I just want to point that out about the Carolina offense before we get started into the defense. Here we go. Defensive study breakdown. Let's go.
But not really going to look at the playmakers and individual guys they have. I'm going to look more at the scheme. Because if you looked at unorthodox scheme, I remember talking to Aaron
That's
Rodgers,
true.
and he was saying, man, there's a lot of college-esque stuff, trying to figure out exactly what they're doing on each and every snap. They try to change it up, confuse you a little bit, and it really starts with a three-safety look that they love to run. They got a lot of flexibility back there. Jeremy Chin is a guy that can do a lot of different things for them.
That's the LSU approach.
They use him in a safety role. They use him down in a nickel role. They use him in a linebacker role. And so it allows them to put three safeties on the field and do a lot of different things with him. Let's take a look right now. All right, so I talked about it. It's a three-safety look. You're going to see it. 1, 2, 3. These guys are going to line up back here numerous times. And you sit back as a quarterback and wondering, okay, what coverage is this? Right? We never have a 5 across coverage, or very seldom do we. So you expect something to happen in some sort of rotation with the safeties, or rotation back to a cover 2, or maybe you're going to play a high Tampa 2 with this other safety.
It's not a typical NFL defensive coverage plan, you know? Phil Snow changed things up. And this is just one example of many, you know, of where you're thinking, okay, well, college defensive game planning doesn't work in the NFL, or does it? You know, there were times where it does work because of the talent we had, and they were in the right place at the right time. But there were a lot of times where it didn't, and he's about to point those out.
Safety playing in the middle of the field, but what are they going to do? They change it up. They give you lots of different looks. Ryan Burns right here is another guy that's very flexible. He can play in a 4 down. He can rush the passer, but he also can drop out here in a linebacker position, so we can have 1, 2, 3 rushers, or Ryan Burns can come off of that edge, be out there like he's going to play linebacker, and then bring pressure. So here we go. Bring in the mix. There you go. On the snap, what are they going to do? Bring Ryan Burns as that 4th pass rusher. They're going to drop 2 of these safeties down, and they're simply going to play cover 3. 1, 2, 3 deep guys. I got my flat hook player, flat hook player with the 2 safeties. 2 inside backers are going to play their middle to hook areas, and they're going to show you cover 3. Bring Brian Burns off the edge. Give you 1 look. There they are again. See the 3 stacked safeties in the middle of the field. What are they going to do? Where are they going to go? On the snap, see it. On the snap, we've got a situation where it almost looks like he's going back to a deep half. He's supposed to play a deep half, and now you're putting another guy in the middle of the field. So it's almost like a 3 deep with a double cloud look. We can cloud both safeties. Again, we can drop guys out, so we've got basically what looks like a cover 2 look. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 guys underneath with 1, 2, 3 guys deep, only rushing the 3 guys up front. So now they're dropping 8 guys. Showed us a cover 3 look before. Now they're running back to like a 3 double cloud, bodies everywhere, chasing a little bit of man to the inside. So maybe you could call it like a 3-man because they're only bringing.
What I'm noticing is he's getting double teamed over here.
knock
Keep
it
an
down.
eye on that.
Tough looks for the quarterback to try to decipher exactly what you're going to get
On that particular
from that
play.
free safety look. Here we go again. What are they going to do here? All right, you see it on the snap. We got the motion down. You see Chin creeping this direction. So maybe they're going to do something where these safeties run back to a cover 2. Let's see if it plays out like that. There it is. They're going to drop down. Going to go to a cover 2 back here. Going to play a quarters to this side. Going to bring the corner cat here. That third safety can drop down and play in space to that side. So it's like a 3 deep, 4 under, but one safety's playing half the field. These other 2 guys are playing a quarter of the field, quarter, half, able to bring the corner blitz because they have the flexibility in other places. These guys do not always be a pass rusher. So now they bring 4 pass rushers. One just happens to be a corner instead of a linebacker, and we can replace him with a guy that can cover in space in one of our safeties. Here we go again. 3 safeties. What are they going to do? We've seen a couple different looks from them. Okay? Now it's almost like they're playing these guys going deep. They're only going to rush 3. They're still going to have 3 guys underneath. Now you got to see that as a quarterback. Nobody ever plays a 5 deep look. Very seldom do you play that.
Yeah, it's
now
rare.
The safeties understand we got help inside out. They're running almost like a combo back here with that one receiver. Safety in the inside can jump that. They've got 5 guys over 3.
Everybody's okay on the other side.
Giving you a bunch of different looks and then rallying to the football with all their playmakers and athletes on the back end. There we go. 3 safeties.
He may just be showing
One's
you the
cheating up
successful
right now,
ones.
making it look like a blitz look. Now on the snap, once again, right? Looks like a quarters. This safety's kind of coming down a little bit more here, but we're going to roll down here. We're going to go back. We're going to play a cover 3 with safety here. 3 with a cloud back to the weak side. All kinds of different looks. You don't really know what they're going to do because the different playmakers they have. 3 deep, 4 under. Just different way to do it every single time. Trying to force the quarterback to hold the football. Makes a nice play there over the top, but it's about recognition. Recognizing what they're trying to do when they give all these looks.
This is the Vikings right here. Pay attention, y'all.
Here we go.
We got them on our schedule.
Talked about the 5 deep. Okay, now they're going to roll here, roll the safety back here. These guys are still playing 3 deep areas of the field. It's almost like a half field cover 2 to the backside, overloading with an extra safety to the strong side, giving you a lot of different. So they're giving you the same presentation, but then they're giving you a different look off of that every single time, trying to force you to figure out where their defenders are, who's coming, who's blitzing, where the safety's going. Are they going back? Are they coming up? And now rally to the football and use our athletes to try to make plays.
When I'm not cutting down my lap time.
I like that a lot. He's really getting in depth with the coverages, and stuff like that. Let's keep this rolling.
There's your 3 safeties again, kind of milling around. Look like maybe they're going to drop here. What are they going to do? And you see it right here. Once again, what coverage is it? What are you seeing? Again, it's like a 5 deep. Boom, 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 boom. Now we're just playing 2 under. We're rushing 4. No place to really throw the ball down the field. Struggle, got to throw this thing away because they're playing 5 deep, which nobody plays. Got to be ready for a lot of different things, and they were young, very young defensively. Expect them to be a lot better this year. Again, it's the 5 deep. I'm going to go
Look
to
at
the
the
deep
pressure
we can
on the
kind of
right
clamp
side.
this guy on the backside. We can kind of clamp and double
On
this
the pass
guy.
rush.
He goes inside. I can take him, and I can drop to a 3rd. He goes outside. I can take him, and I can drop to that 3rd over the top. A lot of different combination coverages with that flexibility of safeties on the back end.
Right there.
Again,
You see him
forcing
come
to throw the
through.
ball underneath, hold the football, and try to guess what they're doing. Another 3 down look. Brian Burns here on the edge. Is he going to come? Is he not going to come? Guys walking up. Have that great flexibility. Here we go again. Now we're going to run basically another roll to the backside. I've got this guy playing more of a Tampa kind of robber position as he just holds in here. I'm going to work back towards the middle. This guy can play out or has the ability to jump up there, but we've got deep guys playing here, almost like a Tampa 2 or a 2 robber type look that you'll see teams like Kansas City play, just forcing you to hold the football and then trying to get after you because you're not really sure what they're doing. You're not really sure what the responsibilities of the different guys are, and they're giving all kinds of guys problems as they get seasoned and grow up on the defensive end.
And that's what made us so dangerous against Green Bay and Kansas City.
One. Now we see him coming down again. Saw this a little bit earlier. 2 safeties there. Safeties are going to go off the edge. Going to play cover 3 with the other guys. Changing it up week to week. Not really sure what you're getting. A little bit confused. Just get the ball out of your hands. And then they're going to rally with their athletes to try to make plays. All right, so there's a great look at the Carolina Panthers defense. Led by those 3 safeties, the flexibility of those 3 safeties, kind of changing it up, giving you these college looks. Everything looks the same. 5 deep, nobody does it, but we're seeing it. Seeing them roll to one side and then drop 2 or 3 extra guys to the other side. So it's all about trying to confuse a quarterback, make him hold the foot, bring pressure from a lot of different angles. Did a really good job of that last year. They play with great energy. They fly to the football. As they get better in this system, I think this defense has a chance to be really, really good. Coupled with those great weapons on offense, this team has a chance to surprise a lot of people. They can put this all together because not a lot of expectations there with the other teams in that division.
All right, guys. Quarterback Confidential, if you guys want to sub to that, I'm going to. There you go. But yeah, Kurt Warner breaks down a lot of good stuff, and I like it. So what's up, Anthony? How you doing, man? But that was worth looking at, I think. Houston Texans and Green Bay Packers. Nah. I'll watch that one on NFL Network later on when they replay it. I don't know when they have that one scheduled for, but I'll check that out later. Houston doesn't really have much, so I'm not really interested in that. But Green Bay, though, Green Bay is one I'm paying attention to because of Rodgers in particular. But I wanted y'all to see that. That was really good right there. You got DJ Moore, you got Robbie Anderson, and there's the GOAT, Steve Smith, mentoring them. 3 beasts right here, man. 3 beasts. But yeah, I do want to point out this particular post here. Okay, excuse the language, people post some weird stuff, but hey. Darn it, Matt Rule, why ain't this dude playing on Sunday? Different from the rest of his rookie quarterbacks playing time this preseason. I need to see this dude. Are you hiding something? Put him in and see if he can compete. And give us who you think he suspects something to hope for. Man, please write your post in English, man. Come on. All I'm asking for is enough English to be able to understand your post. I understand y'all talk a certain way, but come on, man. But yeah, you can see my response to that. It's called protect your players from injury, something that hasn't been done in the history of our franchise. There you go. And, they pointed out Justin Fields' numbers. I'm not concerned with Justin Fields right now. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Whoa. 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 Is this real? Or is this a troll post? Yeah. Yeah, that's a fake. Pages or nothing. Yeah, Justin Fields, 14 for 20, 142 passing yards, 33 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. Whatever. It's preseason. Come on. Come on, man. Luke Kuechly jerseys still being sold. They're selling. Why not make some money off of it? The man's not a Hall of Famer yet, but he will be. Why not make some money off of it, bro? You know, I got no problem with some of these legendary players, getting jersey sales still, You play long enough, you deserve to get some jersey sales, if you've done a great job for the organization and you made your case, then why not? I'm still seeing people buying custom Troy Polamalu jerseys for the Steelers. Come on. People are still buying Brett Favre jerseys, for goodness sakes, off custom sites. I still see them on eBay all the time. Come on, man. So, we got Joe Horn at training camp. How about that? Let's get back to Panthers related stuff here, man. We got Joe Horn. I'd love to know what he thought of our team. I'd love to know what his thoughts are. Joe Horn wasn't really that that exciting to watch, but he got the job done. If you watched him back in the day, man, he got the job done. Point blank. He was able to diagnose these plays, man, and got the job done. That's why people love him. He got the job done well enough that he's considered a legend. So I'd love to know what he thought. Saints lost to the Bucks. Saints lost, Bucks lost, Falcons lost. Yeah, whatever. That's not what I'm concerned with. Let's go to some of these Facebook pages, and then we're going to look at that Colts roster. We're going to see what we're dealing with tomorrow. Can't wait to see how we look on the field. I'm with you. I'm with you, man. I can't wait to see that either. Let's see what else we got on this group. 5 Panthers to keep an eye on in the preseason. Let's see who they have. No, this is a video. Whatever.
Your mattress.
Nah. I'm not gonna bother with a video. If y'all got an article and you got 5 players you want us to look at, fine. But I'm not gonna bother with videos, man. Ain't nobody got time for that. It's training camp, August 10th. Alright, so yeah, Josh Burns. This is a hot topic of discussion right now. Because Big Cat actually broke down his film really, really well. And if y'all haven't seen that video, let me see if it's still up. Because I don't think he would mind. I honestly don't think he would mind if we show this one. Because there's a lot to diagnose in that. Let me see. He might have moved it. Because he said he was gonna. Okay, here we go. And normally I don't do this, but when the man is diagnosed and plays that well, I think it's worth watching. So let's do it. 3, 2, 1.
Maybe. Do you look at me? Every time I get on this mic, I'm so nervous. I swear to God, I don't think you guys know.
Let's get into this film study.
Not today, but going into the regular season, film study is going to be on Patreon. So you need to head over to Keep Pounding TV Patreon. You need to sign up there because this is going to go away. After I show NFL films, they flag me and I don't get paid. So the only way I get paid, head over to Patreon. Make sure you subscribe over there, and I will be doing film study throughout the season. All right.
Help the man out. Do it.
Sit up straight. Put your feet on the floor. If you look up on your screen, it says it still looks like he's a ways away. He's not coming along quite as quickly as we would have hoped. That's not good news here. So it looks like the Carolina Panthers could be going into the start of the season, at least the start of the preseason, without a big name free agent in Denzel Perryman, given the fact that we had Tahir Whitehead as our middle linebacker last year.
Right.
Okay, so, this is a little bit concerning. And if or when he does come back, will Jermaine Carter be peaking, or will Joshua Barnes be peaking and move them out the way? So there's a lot of questions we got to ask there.
Good questions.
Let's go over here. I want to bring up his current starter, but he is his backup once he's healthy, Jermaine Carter. I had some issues, or not issues, I had some concerns with Jermaine Carter here. Been in the league since 2018 right here. Played in a career total of 48 games here. Now,
this is the part I want y'all to focus on right here. Look at these numbers. 16 games, but look at how many he actually started. You got 1 start in 2018, 5 starts in 2019. You got 7 starts last year. No one's really looking at it, right? You got 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble return for 19 yards. But that's not what he's going to point out here. This section right here with the tackles, that's what he's going to point out. Pay attention to this.
No doubt about it. This defense is ready to blow in a big way.
Wait. I want to look at this again. Hold up. Because, all right, now he's going to bring out how many times he's been targeted. How many yards did he give up? How many completions did he give up per yards per completion? That's a big category right there. I'm glad that they cover this on Pro Football Reference, because that's a big category right there. Look at the rating. The quarterback rating against him. That's a big one. Yards after the catch. There it is. There it is, folks. That right there. Y'all see this? Y'all see this category right here? That's big. How many times have I stressed that? In prior live streams and videos. How many times, man? You register half a sack right there. Some blitzes. There's his tackles and press coverage.
All right.
Let's go.
But one of the spots that could really throw a monkey wrench in this whole plan for us to pop off like I expect for us to pop off is the middle linebacker spot. If you look up on your screen, Jermaine Carter, who is slated to be the starter as of right now. Again, it's unofficial, still the preseason. We don't know what's going on with Denzel Perryman. But as of right now, he's considered our starter at middle linebacker. I want you to look up here on the screen.
I still don't know what's going on with Perryman.
57% of his career
Do y'all know?
57%
Throw it in chat if you do.
Last year on special teams. The year before, 59% of his snaps were on special teams. And in 2018, 65%. On actual defense, last year he only played 27% snaps. The year before, 24% snaps actually on defense. And the year before that, he only played 8% snaps.
Y'all see that? That's the numbers I just pointed out right there. Y'all see that?
So this is what I mean when I say, this is a big deal here. This is a big deal. One of the reasons why you need to have great linebackers, even if you have a great front four. Somebody put a poll out, said we're a top 10 front four. Okay, that's amazing. Derek Brown, Brian Burns, Riddick, and those guys, Morgan Fox. Kudos to those guys. But that D-line doesn't mean shit if the linebackers can't hold it down.
Again, I apologize about the language.
But if you're playing a veteran quarterback like a Matt Ryan, if you're playing an Aaron Rodgers, pressure's not enough. We seen that last year. You have to get these guys down. And if you can't get them down, you better have some linebackers that can make some big-time plays and jump routes and get these interceptions. You know what I mean? If not, it's going to be a long day still. So, 27% snap for our starting linebacker going into this year, potentially, looks like a learning curve. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that he can't handle it. I'm not saying that he's not ready for it. But it brings me a little heebie-jeebies here. Hopefully he can jump the learning curve and he'll be just all right. So keep your eyes. That's one thing I want you to keep your eyes on going into the Indianapolis game, all right? Another thing about him is, let's look at his missed tackle rating. Not bad. Had 9.8% missed tackle rating last year, 8.8% the year before, and 13%. Again, he had to take this with a little bit of...
What the hell is...
YouTube ads. Come on, man. Come on. There we go.
Grain of salt here. A lot of these were on special teams. When it comes to his coverage, all right? When quarterbacks targeted Jermaine Carter last year, and he was targeted, 17 times he was targeted. He gave up a quarterback rating of 93.7. Again, I don't want to stress this out and make it seem bigger than what it is, but 17 targets, 93.7, it is what it is there.
Yeah.
And the year before, in 2019, he was targeted 12 times, gave up a quarterback rating of 88.9. And his rookie year, 2018, he was targeted 7 times, gave up a quarterback rating of 158.3.
Right.
So again, it's not a big microcosm to look at. You know what I mean? He doesn't have a lot to look at when it comes to what can he do or what he can't do. You know what I mean? Because a lot of his downs are on special teams. But again, there's not a lot of experience there, and you're potentially talking about starting week 1. That's why I try to tell you guys, calm down. Listen, I know it's the Jets. I know Zach Wilson is sucking right now. They got him throwing interceptions. The New York media is eating his ass alive. But don't laugh too fast because we still got our own issues, okay? So let's get our shit fixed before we start laughing, all right? Moving on to Joshua
Excuse the
Bynes.
language again. Sorry about that. It's Big Cat. He does that.
Bengals. Let's see what he brings to the table here. Joshua Bynes been in the league since 2011.
Again, it's the Jets, man. Come on.
In the league at 2011?
It's the Jets. Everybody looks good against the Jets. Everybody. I don't know a single player that doesn't look good against the Jets. Y'all find me somebody? Come on. Find me somebody that doesn't. That's the real challenge.
But I'm just messing with you there. He's been around for a while. Let's take a look at some of his numbers. When it comes to his missed tackle percentage, right here, 13.9% last year. The year before, 11.5%, 9.6% in 2018. Not bad there. When it comes to his pass coverage, it's something big that he's going to be doing. Covering the pass. He was targeted 36 times, Gave up a quarterback rating of 86.7. Pretty
Mm-hmm.
much 72.2% of the time he allowed for a completed pass. Not terribly bad, not terribly good. The year before, in 2019, when he was with the Baltimore Ravens, he was targeted a total of 16 times, gave up a completion percentage of 68.8%, allowed for a quarterback rating of 47.4%. And the year before, he allowed for a total quarterback rating of 122 points.
Yeah. For anybody that likes and he's going to show some footage in a few minutes too. And he'll point out exactly the right things to look at. And they're very specific things. But man, that Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is looking good right now, ain't it? I'm sorry. I'm just hungry. I haven't eaten tonight.
0.6%. All right, so not the best pass coverage, but he's far from the worst here. And I'm gonna show you a little film here and what I liked about him and what I think he struggles at. There's something else I want to show you guys. Hold on.
Let's take a look at this little chart here. This is his career numbers thus far. You're seeing maybe a sack a year average. You had 2 in 2018. That's defensive interceptions. You had like 4. 2 against 2 that year. Yeah, two interceptions with Baltimore there. That's interesting. But again, you take a look at those games and how many he started. Ooh, I don't know, man. I don't know about Josh. That 2015 year, he started 11 games out of 16. Not bad. 5 passes to fit. That's the one area that stands out to me. This is consistent. Look at this. 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 2. That stands out to me. Tackles. Look at the amount of tackles, man. That stands out to me. 300 solo tackles. That means by himself with no help. Out of 477 total. That means he had 177 assists on tackles. And 31 total tackles for a loss. And look at that column. That is consistent too. And that's only getting better. Look at this. The last 3 years. 5, 6, 5. That's the stuff I want to point out to people right there. Quarterback hits. Look at these last 4 years. That number's consistent. Look at the last, I'm looking at consistency here. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking for. And you'll see he played his best ball with Detroit. 142. He had only 42 assisted tackles on that year. 11 tackles for a loss. That's more than his entire career with any other team so far. So, yeah, keep that stuff in mind, man. He had 1 fumble recovery with Arizona, 1 fumble recovery with Detroit, and 1 with Cincinnati. So we're going to see 1 per year if he starts. Keep that in mind. He didn't do anything for the Bengals last year. Nothing. 1 fumble recovery, but 2 pass deflections. He was more of a tackler than he was going for pass deflections and stuff like that. But he started all 16 games. Notice that. All 16 games. That's something to keep an eye on, folks. You have 46 assists. In Arizona, he only had 28. That's something I want to point out, too. All right. Now that we've looked at the stats, let's look at the film. Let's continue the video.
All right, here, snap counts. Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is a big difference between
Snap
Jermaine Carter
counts. Here we go.
and Joshua Bynes. My man has played a total of 760 snaps on defense last year. That's 72%.
Mm-hmm.
He only played 20% on special teams. Did you see Jermaine Carter's number?
Notice he played 78 snaps in 2015.
Here, but there's a big difference between 760 snaps versus, I forget what the numbers we had up there, all right? The year before, he had 393 snaps, played 40% on defense, and 65, 78, 36, yada, yada, yada. So he has experience. He's battle-tested, all right? And I'm going to tell you up top what I like about him, what I don't like about him.
Sorry, guys, I'm
right
tired.
Now, when I was watching film on him, this is a smart young man. Joshua Bynes is a smart young man. Athletic, not so much. He's not an athletic linebacker here. A lot of his plays are made based off of him understanding his assignment. Okay, he's.
I'm about to get ads. Hold up. Excuse me, guys. Y'all like avocados? Y'all like avocados, man? Alright. Get back into it.
But he's not the. If I had to make a perfect linebacker,
Facts.
Because not only was he athletic, he was smart enough to know his assignment. All right, he fully commits at times.
Can I just point out the fact that Luke Kuechly chest matched 2/3 of Peyton Manning's audibles in one half of the Super Bowl in 2015? Can I just point that out to people, because I don't think most people realize what was going on there and why Peyton Manning kept having to take timeouts and false starts going on there. They were all kinds of rattled because of Luke Kuechly. He was calling out plays before they even snapped the ball that Peyton Manning had in his brain. That man did his homework out there. There is something to be said for a linebacker that does that. Not even Ray Lewis was that smart out there. He could diagnose the plays too, but nowhere to the degree that Luke could. That man was brilliant. And he was still doing it 2 years later. Even after the concussion. That's the best linebacker we are ever going to have. Point blank, period. He set the bar for everybody. And I hope y'all learn a lot from just all the linebackers that are on our team, man. Film study. Film study. I'm telling you. Film study Luke Kuechly. If you want to succeed and you want a roster spot, film study Luke Kuechly and what he did right. Telling you.
Josh Bynes fully commits at times, which is a good thing and a bad thing, because there's times where if he thinks it's a run, he knows it's a run, he's gonna commit fully to the run. But if it's a play action, if it's a pass, you're up shit's creek. He's not a reactor.
He's not wrong. He is not wrong, folks. You're screwed. And again, I apologize for all the language here, but we're gonna keep this as clean as we can get it. Big Cat is what he is. It is
He's
what
a
it is.
thinker. That's not him. He's just not.
Yep.
He's not athletic enough.
Mhm.
No disrespect to him. A lot of his plays are made based off of him thinking, him understand his assignment. All right.
Facts.
Let's see.
Facts, dude.
What else? Another thing I like about him, he's not afraid to get dirty. He will stick his nose in there. He will take on them big ass linemen, and he will make plays. And
Mhm.
that's something you can't be afraid to do. Come on, man.
That's
When
true.
you got over 760 snaps last year, you better be doing something right. He started 16 games last year. This is a guy who he definitely has some mileage on him, but he has some experience. He also had the Super Bowl ring with the Baltimore Ravens. But the thing you're getting out of him is his ability to diagnose plays, his ability to get in there and do the grit work,
Yep.
his ability to fully commit the plays. Okay,
Mhm.
so if it's a run and he knows it's a run and he gets it right, he's in there like swimwear. If he thinks it's a run and he guesses the run and it's a pass, you're fucked. So it's not either. It's either this.
It's true.
Or
It's
that.
either
it's
or.
not balanced between him. He's not a reactor.
Yeah.
He's not an athletic
Yeah.
guy that you say. You know how you turn on the film and you look at some guys and you're like, God damn, how did he make that play? You're not going to get that out of him. He's more of a playbook guy. He has to understand his assignment. I'm here, I'm
Mhm.
there. He's not a freelancer. He's not one of those athletics. And because of that, I can see them potentially still cutting him or even putting him on special teams because of that. I mean, what he brings to the table, yeah, like I say, he's a smart, intelligent guy, but he's not necessarily the best athletic guy. And he does take penitentiary chances sometimes.
Yeah.
So, okay? And it works out. Sometimes it don't work out. Let's take a look at this film and I'll show you what I'm talking about, all right? If you're liking what you see, make sure you subscribe, all right? Let's take a look at clip 1. You're going to see
Subscribe
my man,
to the man
not
if you
afraid
want.
to get in there and do the grunt work. He's that middle linebacker with the Baltimore Ravens here.
But
You
stick
look at him,
around,
take
man.
on the lineman, extend his hands,
If you like
shed
my
the block,
opinions.
get in there and get you a nice assist. That's what I'm talking about. This is what we need when it comes to linebacker work right here, man. This is what you can't be afraid to do. And I'm not saying Jermaine Carter is afraid to do this either, but he gets in there, gets off the block, and gets you an assist right there. When he fully commits, when he diagnoses run, he gets in there, he believes it's run, he's going to make a play. You know what I mean? Smart man, all right? Able to get in there, he's not afraid to take on the block, shed off the block, get off number 66, get in there, get your assist, all right? Let's take a look at another clip here. This is what we're getting here. Again, he's not... I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, again, this is the play where I say, again, he diagnoses the play, but he's not athletic enough to get there. He easily knows his assignment. See the running back, but he doesn't have that closing speed.
Right.
And the running back gets a yard or two more. But again, he's in the right position. He knows his assignment. He's just not athletic enough. You know what I mean? And this could potentially come back to, I want to have him on there. If it was a big down, you know what I mean? If it was like a third down in the fourth quarter or something like that, I don't know if I would want him on the field, in pass coverage. Or, listen.
Yeah, true. I agree with that. While this is running a commercial, I think he diagnoses really, really well. You take a look at most linebackers; they're able to diagnose these plays pretty well, but they're just not athletic.
For example, if a team is killing us on the run, I would have him in there strictly for the run assignment.
Mm-hmm.
If a team is killing us on the pass, if you tell him to go in there and react to whatever they get you,
he's not going to do it.
The guy you want in there.
Nope.
This is a specific situation guy. If you see him in there and we're struggling against the run, struggling against the pass, you have him in there for whatever situation. But you don't want to have him in there and say, hey, freelance, make some plays. That's not your guy right here, okay? He's not that athletic.
Right.
Let's look at another clip here. This is against the New York Giants here. Now, because he's smart, because he's athletic, he's in good position and you make plays. What happens when you know what you're doing, you put yourself in good position, you make plays.
Facts.
And that's what he does here. This is what he can bring to us when it comes to on the field.
Look at this pass deflection.
Holding, you know what I mean? Check this out, JC Horn. No holding, man. No holding at the top of his route. Got his arm up. He's playing the ball. He's in position. He makes good plays.
Good technique, good footwork.
You don't have to
good
be
hands.
Super fast, super talented. If you know your correct depth, if you know your assignment, if you know how to get out ahead of your assignment, you can make plays. And he does this often right here. But again, He's not the most athletic, okay? So
Right.
he would be more of a situational guy for me. But he is a veteran. He does bring experience, and again, he can make plays like that.
Right.
You see him right there. All right. Let's keep going. Show you guys another clip against the Giants. This is the play where, again, he's not afraid to get in there and do the grunt work. If you're gonna be a linebacker, you better be a fucking headhunter. Again, slides on there, middle linebacker takes on.
He's got a point.
Sheds the block and get up there and stop the run. He diagnoses it quick, man. I mean, he diagnoses it quick. He fully commits to his assignment. All right, and that can be a good thing, and that can be a bad thing.
Right.
Sometimes your assignment, you just got to react. Football's about reacting. I mean,
Right.
it is as much of a thinking game as it is a reacting game. You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
But when he
Facts. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? I want to run that back real quick. I want to run that statement back real quick.
He fully commits to his assignment. All right, and it can be a good thing, and that can be a bad thing. Because sometimes your assignment, you just got to react. Football's about reacting. I mean, it is as.
Here we go. Y'all listening? Listen to this statement one more time, man.
Much of a thinking game as it is a reacting game. You see what
Boom. My man speaking some facts. Cold, hard facts right here. He is right.
I'm saying? But when he fully commits, he knows his assignment. Look at him. Takes off like a torpedo, get in there, shed the block, put some wood on him, lay him down on God's green floor, God green turf right there. So those are some of the things he can bring to the game here. Not an every down linebacker, not the most athletic linebacker. Smart young man, very, very smart. I think he definitely could bring some smarts to the game. I'm going to say it again. I want to have him in there every down, maybe in the red zone. You know what I mean? If a team is killing us in the passing game in the red zone, have him in there on a specific assignment against the pass. If you're going to have him in there, have him in there for a specific assignment against the run.
I agree with
have him in
that.
there and say, hey, freelance, make some plays. He's not that guy. You're not that guy. You know what I mean? But he's a good linebacker, man. Good linebacker, not the best. He's a good linebacker here. And again, let me show this right here because I like this play. I'm gonna come back to it right here. Let me see. Hold on. This, if you got to take anything from this or these 4 clips that I just showed you, know that when he's in position, he makes plays. When he's in position, he makes plays. He diagnoses position, he makes plays. All right. He makes plays based off of his smarts, not his athleticism. Reads this all the way, jumps it, able to make plays. The second thing I want you to take away from what I just said was he's not afraid to get his nose in there. Those are the 2 distinct things about this guy. He's not afraid to get his fucking nose in there, put it in between the titties, and make you a fucking taco. You know, those are the 2 things you need to know about this guy. So, all in all, man.
Oh God,
look, man, it's preseason game number 1. Are you ready? Preseason game number 1. Joshua Bonds is definitely quality depth, potential rotating guy. I can't say he's a starter, but
I agree.
If Jermaine Carter struggles, or if Denzel Perryman doesn't come back, you know, he may have to be the guy by default. And if he's the guy by default, I feel okay about it. I mean,
yeah,
he's not the worst linebacker. He's not the worst linebacker, but he's not the greatest. You know, I know he's not afraid to lay some wood, and I know he's smart. I know he's smart, and I know he knows how to make some plays. All right. I'm your host, Renee Gato, also known as the Big Cat, my cool cat, put your balls up. If you're ready for joint practices, preseason game number 1. Any questions about Joshua Bonds?
There you go. So that is Big Cat's channel. If you like his channel, go check it out. If you don't, that's up to you. But hey, I just wanted to cover that real quick because of the analytical stuff that he put in there. But you know, if you like my channel, stick around too. You can sub to both. Guys, you can sub to both. I fully encourage y'all to sub to both. You know, if you haven't done so already, do both. Because he's going to get into some real analytical stuff sometimes on his channel. And, I mean, I'm in his group chat, like, all the time. That's one of the best analytical videos I have ever seen Big Cat put out. I gotta be honest, man. He nailed it right on the head in several areas. First thing I want to point out is that Luke Kuechly was not afraid to be a headhunter. He was not afraid to just get in there and take care of business. Thomas Davis was not afraid to do that either. That's what I need to see out of these linebackers that we have now. I need to see y'all get down and dirty, get aggressive, and not be afraid to do the grunt work that it takes, to get these tackles, man. Because, listen, man, if you're not willing to do that, what are you doing as a linebacker? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not your position. That should not be your position if you're not willing to do that. Honestly, point blank, same thing with defensive tackles. If you're not willing to do that, find a different position. But these guys that we got on the field right now are not afraid to do that. So I'm not worried about that. I just need to see a little bit more out of it. Show a little bit of competitive spirit, when we go into that Colts game and earn your spot. Show some grit. Show some backbone. Now, the part that catches my eye that he pointed out was, are you in the right position to make the tackle and make the play? That's the second thing I want to point out, because he clearly made sure that right there was the most focal point. Are you willing to make a move and use your brain to be in the right spot at the right time? And I agree with him. I don't like that. I don't like where if he misdiagnoses it, what's going to happen there. That concerns me. So, and the third point I want to point out from that video, the third takeaway from that video, is that it is just as much a reaction game as it is mental. Thank you, Big Cat, man. Not everybody understands that. Watch this game, you think, okay, well, these guys are just reacting to everything. No. Y'all ain't seeing the other side of it. The mental side of it. If you're just focused on the reactionary part of it, you're missing the mental. And that's why I pointed out specifically about Luke Kuechly chess matching 2/3 of Peyton Manning's audibles in that Super Bowl in 2015. That's mental. That's the mental part of it. That's what everybody misses right there. All they see is, oh, well, the quarterback's taking a timeout. Yeah. We get on with the drive, get on with the next play. We just want to see this drive. We want to see what happens. Nobody will. Come on, dog. Look at the other side of it, man. You'll see a whole different world. It's a whole different world. It's a totally different game when you factor that in. And these players understand that. The coaches understand that. Everybody that's involved on the field understands this. And that's where you start to see game-changing plays. Like some of the ones that we saw, in the last 5 years, where these guys are just, they're in the right spot at the right time because they film study. Because they know you got to be there. Boom. You got to be in this specific spot at this particular. You are not there at that specific time and in that specific spot. You're not going to make a play. If you're not athletic to be in the right spot at the right time, you're not going to make a play. And that was my main concern with Shaq for a good while, was his athleticism and his coverage. I pointed it out several times when we first got it, that first year. That coverage was real questionable. Sure, he might have been able to diagnose plays, but can you get there to make a play? That's why I had an issue there. I knew he was smart. Shaq's smart. He's a smart guy. He does his film study. He takes care of business, to prepare himself for games. I don't question that. I don't question his energy in games, He doesn't take plays off. He's just not athletic enough. In the last 2 to 3 years, he's been athletic enough. He has changed his approach. He has gotten faster. He has gotten stronger. He's gotten leaner. And he has gotten the job done. Point blank, he has gotten it done. And that's why you start to see him on highlight reels. Now, can Burns do the same thing? No. Not when he diagnoses it wrong. When he diagnoses it correctly, he'll get it done for you. So, thank you, Big Cat, for pointing out all this stuff here. And shout out to my man. He's awesome. You can sub to both, folks. I'm telling you. You can sub to both. Definitely donate to Twandon's account, and that'll help out the family of 704. So, while I'm on that subject, rip 704, man. But Josh N says Panthers winning 20-13 tomorrow. I like the sound of that. I think that's realistic. Yeah, I think if you're splitting reps between PJ and Will, yeah, I could see us getting 20. I could definitely see us getting 20. I think that's realistic. I think you might have hit that right on the head, actually. I was thinking somewhere in between like 20 and 24. Because, you factor in the overthrows from PJ, you factor in the picks. Yeah, but you also factor in Will's positive passing. If the wide receivers get their act together, yeah, I could see 20. Definitely. Defensively, they're going to find ways to attack our linebacker spot. So that's the concern there. They're going to test J.C. Horn. They're going to see if he's real or not, out there. Once they figure out he's real, they're going to leave him alone. They're not going to mess with him after that. They're going to be messing with Dunn a little bit if he's still out there. If he's not, we're going to see the second string corners. Now, that means Troy Pride Jr. is going to get some action. that means there's a few people that are going to get some action in that corner position. So, and you're going to see them a lot throughout the first half. The second and third string, you're going to see them a lot. Second half, you may see probably third string, fourth string on from there in the third quarter. And obviously, the fourth quarter, you're going to see the last group of corners trying to fight for that last spot, so they're not cut. So that's realistically where we are at corner position. We give up 13 points. Let's see about that. Let's look at that Colts roster real quick, and then we'll be able to tell you. And then we'll look at ours, right? Colts depth chart. Give me just a second to pull this up, and then I'll show it on the screen. Okay. All right. Give me just 1 sec, guys. Okay. And boom. Let's take a look at it. Panthers' first preseason. I'm excited that football's back. Me too, Anthony. I think we all are, man. Let's take a look at this Colts depth chart, though. You got Carson Wentz. That was part of that whole quarterback carousel in the offseason. You got Jason Eason. Jacob Eason, my bad. It's late. It's late, y'all. I'm going to mumble a little bit. But Jacob Eason, let's try that again. And Sam Ellinger. Now, many, if you watched the Facebook streams during the draft, I mentioned Sam Ellinger from Texas. Don't sleep on Sam Ellinger. Watch this guy. Okay? He's very impressive. So that's a name to keep an eye on. I've been watching him all year up until he got drafted. So Jonathan Taylor, you got a running back there. You got Marlon Mack. Both equally talented running backs. You got T.Y. Hilton. Also very, very dangerous. Michael Pittman Jr.'s back. So you'll see a bunch of those guys. So yes, first quarter, since we are not playing the starters, I have not heard anything about the Colts not playing their starters. So if they play their starters, that's okay. Off to a slow start. I don't care about that. Zach Pascal. You got J.J. Nelson on the IR. Excuse me, guys. Again, like I said, it's late. We got Jack Doyle at tight end. Not too exciting there, but he's a big enough target. He'll get a couple of catches over the middle probably in that first quarter. They are having some issues on the offensive line. Now, if you look at your screen, it's Quentin Nelson, Ryan Kelly, and Danny Pinter that are all questionable right now. Keep an eye on the left guard and center position. That's going to be your left side of your offensive line for the Colts. Now, that just so happens to be where Brian Burns is going to be rushing, is on that right side of our defense. So, right side of our defense versus the left side of the Colts offensive line, Brian Burns is going to win those one-on-ones. So, if he's playing against, if he were to play against these guys right now, in the first quarter, second quarter, he would have a lot of success. But we gave him the day off. That's fine. I'm cool with it. Keep him healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to have Brian Burns. We got to have Spider Burns. So, but this will give us an opportunity to see what our pass rushers can really do. I was looking at a few drills of theirs during training camp, and I thought, okay, well, pass rushers are okay. Nobody really stood out to me, but, they're all right. And then you look at how that translates to the 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s. They did actually pretty decently. So I think second string, third string pass rushers should do pretty well against that left side of the line. Depending on who's lined up over there, they should do okay. You got Chris Reed over there. Many of you guys know his name. So, it shouldn't be a surprise. They're real thin over there. You look at left tackle, you got Will Holden, who's pretty solid. Sam Tevi, which I don't know much about. Eric Fisher's out. So that left side's looking thin. It's like a mirror image of ours right now. So pay attention to that as that game goes along. Our pass rushers might get a chance to eat a lot tomorrow. Right guard, you got Mike. You got Jake. You got Will Fries back here. Braden Smith. Julian, and Carter. Most of these guys are names that most of us are not going to be familiar with. Braden Smith, I think people are starting to look at him a little bit, but not necessarily in a bad way, but yeah, it's something to look at. So that line's not looking particularly strong. Now let's look at the defense. We got Kwity Paye, who's questionable. We'll probably see him. DeForest Buckner. Kameto Toure. You got Ben back here at third string. Nothing to really to write home about here at defensive end at left side. Andrew Brown, Antoine Woods. Nobody really stands out to me there. That's not my area of concern. Because I know Taylor Moton, if he's out there, is going to take care of business. He may not be, though. Most likely won't. But I would suggest putting him in for the first quarter just so we can solidify the line, get some chemistry going, figure out who's supposed to be where in the depth chart, and then after that, take him out. Then you could start playing musical chairs and experimenting. But At that point, keep him in for that first quarter. Until we have that chemistry. Until we have that solidarity on the line. And we know for sure, okay, this man's going to play left tackle, this man's going to play left guard, this man's going to play center, this man's going to play right guard and right tackle. You know, for sure. This is what we want. For right now, we have no idea. We have no idea who's going to line up against who. Against these pass rushers. That's the problem. So until we get that solved, yes, I know that they put out an unofficial depth chart. But the key word here is unofficial. I just want to point that out. That could change within 5 minutes of game time. That could straight up change within 5 minutes of game time, and you would never know it until they posted some sort of announcement. Okay, yeah, these are the starters. You know? And it'll be all over social media at that point. But up till then, we got no clue. You know, it's a gigantic guessing game, except for Taylor Moton. And a couple others on the right side. You know, that's it. We have no clue what's going on over at the left side. That should bother some people. I know it bothers me. So, you know, and we got a guy like Quiddy Pay coming in. And I said, wait. That's not going to end well. That's not going to end well. If we get that type of talent at pass rusher on the right side, we're in trouble. We got Tyquan Lewis. We got Aquadin Muhammad. I don't know much about these guys in particular. Isaac Rochelle, yeah, I'm not familiar with those guys. But right defensive tackle, we got Grover Stewart. We got Chris Williams. We got Rob on the IR here. We got Taylor Stallworth. Taylor Stallworth has some potential, I feel like. But we'll see. We'll see how that rolls. Linebacker. I'm not sure what type of linebacker that is. WLB. Y'all tell me what type that is. I know middle linebacker. I know slot linebacker. But WLB, what? I don't know. Darius Leonard. EJ Speed is questionable. Malik Jefferson there. But pay attention to Jordan Glasgow. Jordan Glasgow. I want to point out that name. And if y'all don't know who this is, let's take a look at him. Regular season last year, he had 6 solo tackles. Now, that may not look that potentially scary, but it's how he got those tackles that I want to point out. This is a strong dude. You're talking 6'1", 226, but that is all muscle right there. That's all muscle. He's a 6th round pick. He's a sleeper. I'm going to tell you, watch him. Watch him and see what happens. You know, he got 2 tackles against Houston. He got 1 in Green Bay. Trying to tell y'all, man. These are the guys you want to look at. And he's young, too. He's only 25, guys. But let's continue looking at that Colts depth chart, shall we? So now, and he is 4th string, just so you guys know. When you're looking for him. So here is middle linebacker Bobby. There, Kenny Moore. Now this is a name that everybody should be familiar with. T.J. Carey. That name I remember popping up in either our preseason or training camp. That name sounds very familiar with me. Wow. Let's see if I'm right about that. No, actually. He was actually with the Raiders and he was with the Browns. Okay, that's why that name sounds familiar. Okay. And 6 foot even, 204 from Ohio, 7th round pick. 8 seasons in the NFL. 8 seasons, guys. Something. He's 31. He's got 25 solo tackles, 2 interceptions, 8 pass deflections. That's the number I want to look at. It's 8 pass deflections. That's the number that we need to pay attention to right there. I ain't worried about his tackles. Picks, if you're dealing with PJ Walker, expect him to get a pick. That's going to happen if he's out there. But 8 pass deflections. This is where this is going to come into play here. Because of the short game accuracy that we have with both of these quarterbacks, that category could be about 4 by the end of that game, just from him alone. Depending on if you're targeting the wide receiver that he is defending. But yeah, he's a vet. Don't sleep on him. Don't ignore him. Or you will be sorry on defense. Yeah. He will make you pay for it if you ignore him. And he's 2nd string. Keep that in mind. 2nd string right now. Isaiah Rodgers. Anthony Chelsea. Or Chesley. I'm sorry. I misread that. Okay. Kari Willis. Strong safety. George Odom. No one really stands out to me as far as the safeties, except for Julian Blackman. Now, that's a name I'm familiar with. Let's take a look at him. You're dealing with a man that got 35 solo tackles last year, 1 forced fumble, 2 picks, and 6 pass deflections. This is a very, very dangerous man. He's a 3rd round pick by Indianapolis, 6 foot, 187. He's fast. He's real fast. And he's young. He's 22 years old. Look for that number 32 if the Colts play those starters on defense. Because I'm going to tell you right now, 42 total tackles, and 35 of those were solo. Oof. 1 fumble, 2 picks. There you go.
I'm sweet.
Okay, good. It muted itself. Gotta love ads that mute themselves, right? Yeah, the stuff for 8 yards. But yeah, very dangerous player right here. I'm glad we're not dealing with him in the regular season because Julian Blackmon's been around for a while. Yeah, second season in, you know. But he made his presence known in Indianapolis. And it made me feel like he's been in the league for years. But it's only been 2. It's only been 2. But, you look at him last year, the man looked like a vet. He looked like a straight Pro Bowler out there. And that's saying something. When you could pull that kind of skill in your rookie year, shoo-wee. That's the type of safety I'd love to have on my team. Oh, wait. We got Jeremy freaking Chin. We got Jeremy Chin, ladies and gentlemen. So we do have that kind of talent on our team. Man. Come on. Blankenship, the punter from Georgia. You'll recognize him. Isaiah Rogers on the kick returns. Marlon Mack. Yeah. And the reason I'd pay attention to the special teams is you never know who's going to be back there. Returning kicks, returning punts. And the reason why I bring this up is because Devin Hester changed everything on punt returns and kick returns. Nobody was paying attention to that at all until he started absolutely destroying and just turned into a wrecking ball of just speed and power on the special teams returns. Then you started to see all these really talented guys be put back there and start getting some kickoff returns for touchdowns and punt returns for touchdowns. Nobody paid any attention before that, though. He changed the game. And I respect that. I respect that so much. I got a ton of respect for that man. And I say that to say, let's look at who we got back there. No one thinks to look at that. But I'm going to look at it. That's what I want to see. All right, so this is the updated depth chart. So if you look at your screen, we've got DJ Moore, we got Terrace Marshall Jr. in second spot. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This man's been making plays. DJ Moore's been outshadowing, though. With all due respect. The pro beats him out right there. I like that. Shi Smith from South Carolina. I had a couple of people mention him in one of my streams. There you go. Y'all wanted to see him up there? There he is. Third string. Zylstra Absolutely agree with that too. This is going into the Colts game, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're going to be looking at. You're not going to see first stringers. But there's Robbie Anderson. Right there. Lock where he was. There you go. So you're probably not going to see DJ. You're probably not going to see much of Robbie, if anything at all. Christian McCaffrey's probably not going to play. Sam Darnold's definitely not going to play. So that leaves, honestly, again, Taylor Moton, 1 quarter. I want to see Dan Arnold in there for 1 quarter. I'd say mandatory put the rookies in for 1 quarter. Mandatory. Whether it be first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, don't care. Put them in for at least 1 quarter. That's how I would like to see things run on that. But, coach, do what you want to do, man. Up to you. Just my suggestion, buddy. This is your team. You know what you're doing. And I like what you're doing. That's the only tidbit of advice I would give on that. But hey, I want to call your attention to Deontay Brown in second depth chart spot, right behind John Miller. Already. And I also want to call your attention to Brady Christensen at number 2 spot. No one's been talking about Brady Christensen. There he is. Y'all wanted him? There he is. Y'all want to know what was going on with him? There he is. He's been quietly getting the job done, apparently. I am going to go over the defense in just a few minutes, Locke. Yep, so right now, we're looking at this line right now. We got Cameron Irving, Pat Eflin, Trent Scott, Dennis Daly. And as far as we know, Dennis Daly did not make the trip to Indy. Is Mike Horton. There's going to be a few question marks there. But, we got Martez Ivy. We got Giovanni Ricci right there. Is a name that I want to call people's attention to. Tommy Tremble. So here's Keith Kirkwood, and he would be third spot in the depth had he not been on concussion protocol, right? So that means Omar Bayless moves up, as he should. Hyman moves up to 4th. Hogan moves up to 5th. And Trenton Cannon moves up to 6th. So that's one I want people to pay attention to. Because Omar Bayless has been making some plays. I've been really impressed with Bayless so far. And I think he's going to catch some people's eyes. Right around the second quarter to third quarter. Look for him to make some major plays. He's going to get subbed in, and then he's going to start taking care of some business for us and moving the ball forward. Moving the chains. Reggie Bonifon's been doing really well. Chuba Hubbard, 3rd spot, obviously. should be there. You got Rod Smith. That's the name I want to point out to people. That's the new guy, right? There you go. And then, here we go. PJ and Will in that second spot. What are we doing with there? We're going to find out. Defense. Let's look at these pass. Marquise Haynes, number 2. Christian Miller at 3rd. And then Kendall Donnerson at 4th. I agree with this. I like it. We'll look at right defensive end. Morgan Fox beats out Gross Matos. I'm still trying to figure out why that is. We're going to find out tomorrow in this game against the Colts. We're going to find out. We got Frank Herron sitting back there in 3rd spot. So that I'm going to keep an eye on that spot right there and see what's going on with Gross Matos. Is he regressing? Is he progressing? What is Morgan Fox progressing to the point where he deserves that spot by a hair's width? I don't know. But apparently the coach saw something that we didn't. So I'm going to trust it. I'm going to go with it. Shaq, obviously. Julian Stanford. Jonathan Celestin. I have not gotten a look at Jonathan Celestin yet, so obviously that's a name that we're going to be looking at tomorrow. Heavily. Because it's the linebacker spot. But let's look at defensive tackles real quick. Derek Brown, Davion Nixon. Davion Nixon is the one that Zero Chill says is going to pop off tomorrow. Do y'all have a name? Do you think that'll pop off tomorrow and be that Effie Obata type that shows up in the last 2 minutes of the game? Let me know. Who do you think? We got Bravion Roy. He's a candidate, I think. That could show some heat in that last 2 minutes. We'll see. We'll see, man. Phil Hoskins, it could even be Kendall Donnerson, man. It could be. It could be any of these guys that just randomly show up and take care of business. They get their 3 opportunities and that's it. But they make the very best of those 3 opportunities. Or 3 snaps. It could be 5 snaps. It could be up to 10 snaps. And these guys just get it done. One of our safeties hopefully can prove themselves like Burris or Franklin. Yeah. You may not get to see much of Burris, but yes, we will get to see Sam Franklin. We'll get to see Sean Chandler and a little bit of Hartsfield as well. We'll go over the rest of this here, and then I'll try to pick out the ones that I think are going to stand out. I may be wrong about that one. I typically am. But that's okay. I'm human. I make errors. It's a prediction, right? But you got Jermaine Carter, Perryman, Clay Johnston, and Patty Fisher. And as you saw earlier, Jermaine Carter was the one that was pointed out in Big Cat's video. So, to me, we're really going to find out what Jermaine Carter can and cannot do. That's the biggest thing for me. What can he do? What cannot he do? And you will find out against that raunchy Colts offense. Here's Reddick, Luvu, Nate Hall. I don't know anything about Nate Hall. Maybe he'll stand out. Who knows? Corner. I think we're solid there. I think we got Dante Jackson, J.C. Horn. We're solid there. We don't have any questions, but no question marks there. We're solid. Melvin. Stanley Thomas Oliver the third, I think, has earned his spot. And I would even go as far as to put him in the second depth chart spot. I think I would. Troy Pod Jr. has been improving. Ladarius Wiley. And according to Kevin Avery of the four-man rush, Troy Prod Jr. has been improving. So, based on my observations, I would have to agree with it. I mean, it's a slight improvement in my opinion, but, we'll see. We'll see. I'm a little concerned about his coverage issues and his technique. But maybe we'll get those questions answered tomorrow. Maybe. J.C. Horn is obviously going to do what he does. A.J. Boye. Or Boye. I'm still not sure how to say that last name. Y'all help me out here. I'm still trying to figure that one out. But, all due respect to the man, but, AJ is solid. He looks solid in camp, so. As soon as he gets healthy again, we'll take another good look at him, see what he can do. Keith Taylor, Jalen Julius. Julius didn't really stand out to me. Neither did Keith. We'll see. We'll see on that. I'm not really questioning that part of our depth, but, the fact that I haven't stood out yet is not really a bad thing. It's not a good thing either, but it's not a bad thing. You expect these guys to stand out. Kenny Robinson. Obviously, Jeremy Chin starting. Doug Middleton. Brian Cole. Then you got Justin Burris, Sam Franklin, Sean Chandler, and Hartsfield. I think if I got to put my money on one player that's going to pull an Efe Obata, I think it's going to be Stanley Thomas over the third. I think it's going to be him. And here's why. If you've been watching him during camp, this man is going to pull a rabbit out of the hat and make some plays. And he's going to grab some attention. Now, before this, he's just been quietly making his plays in camp. No one's really put any real camera work on him or any interviews or nothing. Yeah, he hasn't really caught anyone's attention, but we'll see. I think he's going to stand out. So expect to see something out of this man right here. I think that's the name you want to watch at corner. Now, me personally, I'm going to be watching Troy. I want to see if he can improve. But if you look at this, 2 years in the league, 6 foot even, 190 pounds, Florida International. They did give him an interview. Okay, cool. Cool. But let's take a look at this right here. This is what I want to highlight. Lock Poppy, will JC play tomorrow? I don't know, man. Pause it right there. Look at this coverage. That is money right there. Look at those hands. Perfect placement, perfect footwork, perfect mechanics, perfect body turn. I mean, it's just right there. You don't see any penalties, you don't see any holding, you don't see any push off, nothing. It's beautiful. And look at this pass breakup. Oh, that's what you want to see. That's money right there. That is money. All right, so we've seen that now. So that just gives you a little bit of an idea of who Stanley Thomas Oliver III is. And he's a Godwin man. God's plan. There you go. So if that's your thing, there you go. Hoping to see some good things out of him tomorrow. Absolutely. Yeah, I feel like, again, holding the starters out is for player health. And it's the right decision. Offensively and defensively, I would have done the same thing. If you feel 100% sold on any one starter position, hold him out. There's no reason to risk an injury. Now, if practices the next week start to make you question that, throw him in for the first quarter. I got no problem with that. Until you are sold on him. I feel like this is the best way to do things. To keep these guys healthy. And this is one way that we can start to keep these star players healthy as we go into the regular season. So we're not sitting there going, okay, week 1 we got J.C. Horn injured, or we got Perryman injured still, or we got, and the whole list goes on and on and on. And you go into the third game of the season when we play the Cowboys, and you're going, now wait a minute, where's all these star players that we signed in the offseason? Where are they? They're not on the field. They're not in uniform. Where are they? They're on the IR list because you didn't properly take care of them. You mismanaged them. You didn't care about their health. But look at Matt Rule. Look at what Matt Rule is doing. This is such a 180 in the league. And it's such a beautiful thing to see. To where he stopped caring about the organization making money. And he started caring about these players' health. He started caring about keeping these guys on the field for longer and being more competitive during the regular season. That's beautiful. It's beautiful to see. And I want to point out, Evan Cooper, man. Evan Cooper's been doing a fantastic job. I don't know if you guys saw the Camp Confidential, but I've been watching this coach from the very beginning, from day 3. That is the most energetic coach you're ever going to see in Carolina. Besides Steve Smith on the sideline himself. I mean, come on. No one's more energetic than Steve Smith. Let's be real here. But Evan Cooper, man, dude, he's been doing a fantastic job. If you've been listening to the things he said, if you've been out to training camp, you'll hear him. He's very vocal. They'll bring the DBs over there, and they do these hands drills and just making sure that their eyes are set and they stay down. Here's why you should do it. And here's what happens if you don't. It's brilliant. It's beautiful. And to have a coach like that in a spot where we have had the most trouble on our roster last year, that's a total 180. It's beautiful. This is the type of coach, man. This is the type of staff that we need to have. Now, as you saw in Big Cat's video, Phil Snow is mixing things up with the 5 deep on defense. Now, once people figure out the 5 deep, then what happens? Once people start focusing more on how many are rushing, how many are not rushing, once they see that Kurt Warner video, then these other offenses go, okay, this is what we're doing. This is what they're doing consistently on tape. And they're showing you mostly the same things. Then we can start to pick this apart and figure it out once we've got patterns. And the challenge of Phil Snow is, how do we stop doing patterns that other teams can figure out? How do we become that random defense, with the schemes that hasn't been done that much? And in that respect, he's doing a great job with the 5 deep, because nobody does the 5 deep in the league. Nobody. Look around. Nobody does it. So total respect to Phil Snow on that. And he brought that up here to Carolina from LSU. And it's been working. It got LSU a championship. That was half the equation of LSU getting a championship right there. The other half was the offense, of course. But, that's another story. For another day. If you're interested in the LSU team, then, have at it on the film study. But right here, we're focused on the Panthers. Phil Snow's our defensive coordinator now, going on 2 years now. And he has changed things up. And that's why we were sitting where we were. But because of our athletic ability, that's also why we were sitting where we were. Because of the lack of corner, that's also why we were sitting where we were. So, you got to look at both sides of the pendulum here. You can't just look at the whole puzzle and just go, yeah, this is the Panthers defense now. It's no different from the last 4 years. Nothing exciting there. Now, wait a minute. We have a Jeremy Chin. We have a Jeremy Chin back there. That's different. So you can't just go, oh, well, it's the atypical Panthers defense. Nope. We got spotter burns too. Y'all can't ignore both of them. If you're in the media, you cannot ignore them. They are everywhere. And that's a good thing. So, Lock Poppy's asking, is he a new coach for our team? Yes. Yeah, Jeremy Chin's going to be a freak at safety. Absolutely, he is. Absolutely. Pro Bowler, man. Pro Bowl material. I can spot Pro Bowl material from a mile away whenever we bring in new guys like that with that type of skill. And I smell it all over Jeremy Chin. I smell it all over him. That's a Pro Bowler. You can see it. In training camp, he just brings it. He brings that competitive fire. I just wish that was so infectious to everybody in the entire camp. Because if it was, man, we'd be having some real debates on some of these depth chart positions. Can you imagine? Like, that would be wild. That's what I'm looking for. Out of the rookies, out of the vets that have been there for 4 or 5 years. If you show that type of competitive fire and you're fighting for a spot, you're going to get it. 9 times out of 10. Those coaches are going to notice you. And especially in a preseason game, that's when you want to bring it. You want to bring everything in the kitchen sink. You don't want to hold anything back, especially if you're fighting for a spot. If you're trying to move up in the chart, bring it. Bring the key, bring the kitchen sink, bring the tables, bring everything. I don't want to see these guys hold anything back. But we got to play clean. Keep in mind, we got to play clean. But we got to bring everything in the kitchen sink. Because now is the time, if you're a player, push. Push your boundaries. I need to see somebody stand out on tape. Anybody. Stand out. Show us what you got. If you feel like you're starting material, show us. If you feel like you deserve number 2 spot and you're number 3, show us. Don't just talk the talk, walk the walk, man. I need to see it. That's the type of stuff, man, where these coaches just go, maybe we should take these guys more seriously. Maybe we should bump them up in reps. Maybe we should make them, to the point where, they'll be getting out of their comfort zone, out of their box, And I like noticing that Morgan Fox beat out Gross Matos. And there's no injuries going on there. And that's the type of stuff you notice. And you go, that's what I expect to see tomorrow out of this Colts game. That's what I expect to see, folks. I don't want to see these players just lollygagging around just doing what they do, you know. Nah, come out there and bring your fire. Come out there, bring your heat. Let's show these Colts players what we're about tomorrow in that game. Let's show them who we are. You know, we're the Carolina freaking Panthers. That's who we are. Let's prove it. Let's be predators. You know, y'all saw the video of me talking about that. You know, post-game videos. I said it in multiple ones, actually. Think about this. This team's name is the Panthers, right? We're an animal in the jungle, right? You think we're in that animals, we're in that wilderness. We're hunting, right? Y'all saw the memes. Y'all saw the pictures, man. We're hunters by nature. That's who we are. Let's go out there and be predators, man. I don't want to see us be fresh meat for some of these teams, man. God, I'm tired of being fresh meat. I want to be on the other end. I want to be the hunter, not the hunted. Y'all feel me on that one? I know y'all feel me on that. We're getting tired of watching all these Sundays where we just don't do anything. And it's just like, you know, when are we going to turn the corner? When are we going to change the status quo? And we have the power to do that this year. This is a brand new season. We got the power to do that. Everybody's healthy right now, except for the ones that aren't. We got the power to do that. So why are we not doing it? Why are we not taking that next step? And it starts with this Colts game. It starts with bringing your heat. It starts with bringing your competitive fire. You know, what is that quote that Dabo Swinney says with Clemson? I forget what it was. It was like bring your own something. I don't remember what it was, but I like it though. Yeah, it's like bring your own fire. We're gonna come up with something of our own. We're gonna come up with our own slogan up here in Carolina, man. That's what we're gonna do. You know, Gamecocks have theirs. Georgia's got theirs. You know, we're gonna come up with our own. That's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna make it viral. And you know what? We're also not going to beat ourselves. So if you're wondering if that sign made its way to Indy, it definitely did. That's what we need to see. That's what we need to see, y'all. Don't beat ourselves. Oh my God, 5 years of that. 5 years. Guts. Bring your own guts. Thank you, Corey Lowery. Thank you. Bring your own guts. I love it. Good, I love it. We're going to bring our own fire. We're going to bring our own competitive fire against the Colts. And when these guys stand out, don't be surprised. That have been doing work quietly in camp. Don't be surprised. Because I'm not going to be. I've been watching these guys. I've been pointing them out. Don't be surprised when they show you what they can do. I need to see these wide receivers put in more effort. I need to see more energy. I need to see discipline from these wide receivers, because when you hear statements from Matt Rule saying that the wide receivers are not getting it done, and even PJ Walker, our third string quarterback, has to point that out. No. Granted, that is not his job, but still, that's not his responsibility to point that out. That's Coach Rule's. That's Sam Darnold's. Granted, we're trying to make him a leader, but when that man has to point that out, that's sad. That's just sad. We could do better than that. We are better than that. Let's prove it against the Colts. Heard CJ Saunders is someone to watch. Absolutely. CJ Saunders, okay. Let's take a look at him. He's 5'10", 190. Undrafted free agent age out of Ohio State. Played 2 seasons for the Buckeyes at wide receiver after walking on as a corner. Now that's interesting. Let me see if I can pull up Ohio State. Let's see what we can pull up here for him. Okay, sports reference. Let's see what we got here. And Corey Lawrence also says, I want us to line of scrimmage up front on both sides of the ball and we will be fine. Yeah. It starts with the lines. Absolutely. Once we get that offensive line figured out, I think we should be all right. And start running the right routes at wide receiver. I'm not worried. I'm not too worried about the wide receivers. They'll figure it out. But let's take a look at this. If you look at your screen, you got 8 games, 17 receptions, 221 yards, 1 touchdown in 17. 221 yards. 13 average. Not bad. 2018, you're looking at 10 receptions for 73 yards. 81 yards from scrimmage, right? Yeah, not bad, right? Kick returns. They had him in for kick returns. 8 of them for 6.3. Nothing spectacular there. But, I just thought it was worth looking at. All right. Yeah, I'm glad you pointed him out. Thank you. So now Where is he? I want to point out very specifically. I'm going to kind of let Chuba off the hook for that fumble because, I mean, that was really good closing speed by the defender. And it just put him in a position where he got hit there. Maybe he was running the wrong route. Maybe he was, his footwork wasn't the greatest, but, you got to hold on to it, though. You got to hold on to it. So, getting back to this offensive line issue here. Brady Christensen. Let's have a conversation about Brady Christensen. 6'6", 300 pounds. Now, where does everybody think he's going to end up? Before we do that, Nick Chubb has some nice college highlights. Yeah. Oh, Chuba Hubbard. Okay, yeah. Well, Nick Chubb did too, but Chuba Hubbard, man. You can tell it's late. I'm tired. I'm not gonna get these names right, probably. But hey, Brady Christensen. So, let's see what they what this
Also out at
is.
NFL.com right now is Charles Davis's list of 17 prospects in this draft class that he would pound the table for. CD, I love this. Would you lay out a couple of these guys that you identified?
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't mean a certain round. It just means when their time comes, I'm convinced that they're going to be good ball players or have a chance. Let's start with Brady Christensen, left tackle at BYU. Look, he guarded the blind side of Zach Wilson at BYU during that time. Didn't give up a whole lot there, and he understands quarterbacks that are mobile. In other words, it's not just the first 3 seconds of a play. It's the next 3 seconds. And this guy kept Zach Wilson clean and upright, and it gave him the ability to make those off-platform throws. I loved his athletic ability. Excellent.
Look at his footwork. Look at his hands. Look at his technique.
How about Elijah Molden, the nickel or safety or corner, whatever you want to call him, out of Washington. We've talked about him a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the point was, you look at his feet, you look at his hands, they're right where they need to be. He's not afraid to take on these bull rushers, these tanks of the league. And that's what's going to be a big factor in why he's going to be successful tomorrow. Hopefully Christian can do something for us. Rule believed in him. Absolutely. I believe in him too. He was on my draft list. 3rd, actually, in tackles on that list of people that I think we should be looking at, targeting, in the draft. So, I'm happy to see him get 2nd string. That makes me very, very thrilled that he has been getting it done to the point where our coaching staff says, hey, wait a minute. This dude's getting it done. He's not exactly standing out, but he's not faltering either. And that's exactly what you want. With offensive linemen, you're going to be looking at the hands, how they're positioned. Are they aggressive? Are they in the right spot? Are they staying down? And attacking these defenders where they come. And I also saw one, I think it was either a tackle or a guard forget his name offhand, but he aggressively went out from the line of scrimmage, forward about 5 yards. It pushed these bull rushers, about 4 or 5 yards. And he was aggressive. I've never seen any offensive lineman like that before. Most of the time, you're going to expect to see these guys just stand there, be ready, and hold them where they come in, the gap. But, and Christensen's going to be one of those guys that does that. And you saw it in the clip right there of where, he meets them where they come. But when it comes to, is he aggressive enough to push these guys and really bull rush them forward instead of accepting, okay, here's where the bull rush comes. I'm ready. Like the average linebacker would be. Offensive lineman would be. But, Brady's just not that type of guy. He's just average, like everybody else on the line, which is fine. There is nothing wrong with that. As long as he doesn't let these guys push him 4 to 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, then you got a problem. In that first year, he may be allowing that a little bit. But once he gets his footing, once he gets, a taste of the Pro Bowl bull rushes, from some of these real strong Pro Bowlers out there, then he'll start to settle in. And that's what I'm waiting for. Because he's got the strength, he's got the hands, he's got the technique, everything down. All he's got to deal with now is just the experience. And I think give him probably a year, maybe 2, and he'll be looking at starter material, possibly. You got to keep him healthy, though. That's the key. We got some really decent offensive linemen here out of this offseason. We got to keep them healthy in order to find out who they are. Can they stay this consistent? When they're on the field. Can they keep those hands up? Can they do everything that you're asking them to do? Mechanics-wise. Foot-wise. Can they stay balanced against these Pro Bowl rushers? And if the answer is yes, then you need to consider them for a starting job. Especially after a year's practice of dealing with these guys and a year's experience of dealing with these bull rushers in the league. That's what I look for. So, and he comes highly recommended, But, here's where the debate comes in. This is what the naysayers are saying. And I agree with the coaching staff when they accurately graded, where he would end up. Considering how crazy the draft was going. 2nd round tackle, 3rd round guard, or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was, but they got it right. Now, the question is, why was he passed up by so many teams? And the answer to that question is there were a lot of really good tackles and guards ahead of him. And not many teams looking for that. Those teams were looking for something else going into the round that we got him. So, if you're Brady Christensen, you're like, okay, I'll take it. This is a good landing spot. I have potentially a chance at a leadership role here within 3 to 4 years if I can stay healthy enough, if I can stay on the field and I can get the job done. So, good for him. Yeah. I'm going to show y'all a little bit of clips of Terrace Marshall Jr. Everybody's been talking about him. I want y'all to see in action what this dude can do. I want y'all to see in action what this man can do before he came to us. Wide open there, nothing exciting. That's the play I want to highlight right there. Look at this coverage. Look at this. What a catch. Are you kidding me, 88? Are you kidding me, Terrace? Like, that is ridiculous. Look how he just goes up and gets that ball. That's exciting right there. You got Thomas Davis and Jonathan Stewart meeting J.C. Horn there. That's not exciting though. Let's see, news. Where Sam Darnold every day is a chance to learn. Okay. Who will emerge in the backup battle? Okay. They have to reduce their roster from 90 to 85 Tuesday afternoon. That's 5 guys that are going to get cut. Sorry about that. It is late. So, let's see. Flip that side. Okay. Greer's the more accurate quarterback, but sometimes plays a little careful. I want to point that out. So I want to see if he's willing to stand in the pocket and make throws downfield when things break down. See? That right there. Darren Gant, man. Way to go. He sees it too. All right, so Chuba Hubbard, you guys talked about him. Kickoff return. David Moore matched up with him. We're still looking for options right now. Okay, interesting. Who emerges in the hunt for the offensive line depth? Here we go. On to the main event. All right, we got Trent Scott. Started 4 games of left tackle last year and played well. Dennis Daly, who didn't make the trip for personal reasons. Okay, so he's healthy. Guys, he's healthy. Still in the mix for the starting job. So they seem to have good chances to make the 53. Rookies Brady Christensen and Deontay Brown are also trying to create roles for themselves. Yes, sir. Deontay Brown's going to get a starting job next year, I think. If something were to happen to our starting guard, Brown's there. He's in. I have no doubt about it. Brown is in. I don't even have to question it. Deontay Brown's a beast. So we got Brady Christensen, who is third on my draft board list of tackles, and Deontay Brown, who is number 1 on my list of guards, got drafted to us. How exciting is that? Yeah. My draft day was very, very interesting and busy. Very interesting and busy. And I ran at least 100 of those mock drafts. And each one of them had Deontay Brown in it. And at least half a dozen of them had Brady Christensen in it. So, and both of these guys are second stringers already? Already? Come on, man. Come on, man. That's what you love to see. We didn't even play a preseason game yet. These guys are already number 2. Oh, that's hot. That's some fire right there. Tacklenberg got good reviews for his work with the Stars against the Colts. Been hearing about that. Matt Caskey. He's also worked with the ones at guard. And hasn't looked out of place. That's what you like to hear. Yes, sir. That's the news I need to hear. In order to figure out who is who on this offensive line. That's what I need to hear. Beyond these guys, tackle Greg Little's trying to win a roster spot. And a former second rounder is running out of opportunities to prove himself. Okay. So, I believe we need to start looking at Greg Little. According to this article. Now, for me, it's going to be left tackle spot. That's going to be my focus. I'm not worried about Tacklenberg. I'm not worried about Deontay Brown. I already know he's solid. Don't even need to question that. Left tackle is where we need to pay attention. We don't have Dennis Daly in, so here comes Brady Christensen. That will be starting tomorrow. Most likely. For a good chunk of the game. So we're going to get a real good look at Brady. You guys want it, you got it. Inside linebacker. Perriman barely practiced because of an injury. So they brought in Josh. And again, Josh is more of a situational guy. So we'll see how that plays out. Julian Stanford, Clay Johnston didn't make the trip because of injuries, leaving a lot of players to compete for a job. Rookie Patty Fisher isn't particularly fast, but he's in the right place at the right times and has earned some notice in camp. Okay. Patty Fisher, huh? See, now that y'all are pointing out Patty Fisher, let's take a look at him. I haven't really paid much attention to the linebacker drills that much. But now, since it's become a focus, now I'm starting to pay attention. So he's 6'4", 240 from Northwestern. Patty Fisher was signed as an undrafted free agent out of Northwestern, a second-team All-American in 2020. Fisher led the Big Ten with 47 solo tackles. en route to winning the award. So he's coming in here with some high accolades. I like that, though. I like that. Let's see what happens. Did my stream die on YouTube? You guys check for me? Okay. Alright, we're back. Okay. I was just making sure that we're still rolling. Good. Right. So Carson Wentz. How do y'all think Carson Wentz will do against us? When we got Patty Fisher out there. Possibly making some noise. I'm seeing a lot of moves here on this transactions list that catch my eye. And that first one is Josh Burns. The second one is Markin Michael. Now, when we got Markin Michael, we got him waived from the Eagles, I believe. This guy's been a camp body for, 2 years now? Well, yeah, he's gone. To make room for Sullivan. So. Okay, good. We're still out. Good. Good. Thank you very much. That's one that's caught my eye. His name's been popping up in practice every year. Kendall Donnerson. We got Brian Cole. There's Rod Smith signing. There's Doug Middleton. Jonathan Celestin. That's the one that really stands out to me right there. Because if we're gonna have any luck with the linebackers, Celestin's got to step up. And this is a former Falcon. Boy. Celestin played at the University of Minnesota and has also spent time with the Falcons, Chargers, and Jets, along with a stint in the XFL. I don't know, man. Okay, the Panthers did not think the injury which caused Shaq Thompson to leave Saturday night's practice is serious. Though he was limited on Monday, they were still short of the position, so they signed him August 2nd. That's interesting to me. That's really interesting. All right, so we still have the 17th, 18th, and 19th. I'll be at all three of those. Expect to see me there. At 8:30 a.m. Unless they decide to change it, and look for that change to be on the main website if they do. They typically don't change days, but they do change times. I've seen that happen a lot. Case in point, last week, they moved a couple of them up. Yeah, they moved Sunday up to 9:30. There's Monday moved up to 10. So just be aware of that. In case they do that on Tuesday. I don't think they're going to do that on the 18th and 19th though. But just be aware if they do that on the 17th, there you go. That's always a thing that could happen. I think that's pretty much all I want to cover at the moment. Okay, here we go. This is important, guys. How to find it in your area. Screenshot this, guys. If you're on your phones, wherever you are, screenshot this right here. I'm going to leave it up on the screen for a minute while I talk. So you guys can write this down, do whatever you need to do. Whatever area you are in. There you go. And yeah, I think this team's going to bring an interesting mix this year. I think we got a lot of talent. We're looking good. We're looking strong. The healthier we stay, the better we play. And I'm telling you, I want that motto everywhere. I want it everywhere. T-shirts, social media, everywhere. So if any of y'all make like T-shirts or whatever, put that on there. And send me a picture. I would love to see it. Dude, you can send those pictures through the Facebook page, Keep Pounding in all caps as well. So yeah, if you guys have not joined that page, please do so. Because we'll do that. California, do you have NFL Network? I'm sure there's other places you could see it too. But I would not know about such sites. So if anybody has any idea of other sites to watch the game on, other than the local networks or NFL Network, help my friend out here, QT0. Let him know. Drop your link in chat or whatever. Because that's not something I usually mess around with, since I am local in the area. I'm in the upstate, so what do we got going on with Tom Brady? Are you serious? So Tom Brady starts with the entire first string for the Bucs. Saints play all of their QBs and most of their starters, but we're gonna sit our entire starting roster tomorrow, especially after having a terrible week of practice. Ian, thank you. What's this man say? Do not overact to the preseason. Do not overact to the preseason. Do not. Ian is over here trolling people. Look at this. Oh, that's funny right there. That's funny. Oh, that's one of the funniest things I've seen all week right there. Oh, that's good. That's good stuff. I haven't even really paid that much attention to Twitter. I'm rarely ever on there unless I'm trying to get updates about like games and players and stuff like that. But yeah. That's what's up, though, man. We got reactions and stuff like that. Also, if you have not checked out Mad Cata, this dude is awesome. Man, Panther hit at FanFest. Yeah, that's my man, Mad Cata, right there, holding it down. So, be sure to check him out on Instagram. And there's my man Kevin Avery with his observations, 4-man rush. If you guys haven't checked that out, definitely do so. Giving him a quick shout out, man. But that's this group, Carolina Panthers Unleashed 2.0. If you guys want to join that, go for it. I'm sure they will absolutely let you in. I'm in like 5 different groups. So let's see this one real quick. It's after midnight. It's game day. Even though our starters aren't playing, I'm happy to see you. Our guys playing a game this year. Let's go beat them Colts. Let's go beat them Colts, guys. Dude, that is so weird. I don't know what's going on. My screen literally froze for 15 seconds. That was really weird. Okay. This is something I want to point out right here. Multiple fights breaking out between Panthers defense and Colts offense. We're bringing that intensity. I'd be concerned if there weren't any. Exactly. Exactly, Patrick. Think about it this way. I know there's a lot of naysayers that having fights during training camp. I know there are. But think about it this way. Look at it from the player's perspective. You go out there for about 10 to 12 days of just grueling, hitting each other, players of your own team, and you're like, now we got joint practices for 2 days? Oh, baby, I get to hit somebody else in a different uniform. Oh, it's like Christmas morning for these guys. You got to consider that. You got to think about these things. Big brain. Think about these things. So when you see these fights, it's just like, ooh, these guys are competitive. You know what I mean? So I understand the mindset here. I do. Yeah, as long as no one's injured, that's fine. I got no problem with it either. Right. But you're not free from the consequences. Coaches don't put up with that. Coaches don't put up with it. But us as fans, we can sit here and say, they're playing with competitive fire. And that's cool. We can sit here and say, Steve Smith was like that. He was a dog. He was a straight up dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, that man, when he trash talked, he backed up every bit of that trash talk. Every bit of it. You know, you start to see the same thing around the league from like people like Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman talks a lot of junk to people, but this man backs it up. He's a smart man. He may be a jerk, but he's a smart man. And he has proven it time and time again. He will sit there and debate with you for hours and prove you wrong on half the things you're saying. That's why I got respect for that. You know, I got respect for players like that. If you could back it up and you don't get suspended for it, more power to you. You know, just set a good example. That's all I'm asking. And Steve Smith was a incredible role model for our wide receivers, and he still is. Look at him on the sideline. He is actively out there on that sideline talking to people right now. You know, during those practices. Yeah, he's texting these guys. You know, he's offering his counsel. That's what needs to happen. How many of y'all want to see Steve Smith the GOAT on our staff? How many of y'all want to see it? Man, come on, dog. Put this man on our staff. I want to see him as a wide receiver coach, or at least an assistant. Put him in as an assistant. I know he doesn't have the coaching skills, you know, but he wants to offer advice and stuff like that. You know, find a role for him. You know, come on, management. Y'all found a role for Luke. Find a role for Steve, man. We'd all love to see it. We all want it. Bring that fire. Bring that heart and fight. Mm-hmm. Bring that intensity. That's what we need to see tomorrow. That heat. Indy's about to come into our kitchen, man. We got to bring the heat. We got to say, you know, you going to come into our kitchen? You ain't ready for this. That's who we need to be tomorrow. All right, guys. Anything y'all want to talk about before we head up out of here, man? Because I know y'all got to get some sleep. So do I. Big day tomorrow. Expect a post-game stream. That's going to happen within an hour of the end of the game. Probably an hour after. Because I do want it recorded. So that will go out as well. Beyond that, I think we'll do probably a 30-minute halftime stream. You know, we'll do the halftime stream, and then we'll all get back to the game. But keep an eye on the Facebook page. Keep pounding in all caps. to see updates, in-game updates, questions, polls, anything like that in-game. I could stream the reaction to the game, but I can't stream the footage of the game. I got in trouble for that one time, so can't do that. But so that's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna treat it just like a regular season game schedule. So, same with the rest of the preseason games. So yeah, this is the pregame stream for it. We're gonna be doing halftime stream, post-game stream. And we'll get that video out probably during stream. So if you like the stream, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that bell, select all, leave a comment down below after this. And I want to get, man, thank you for the new subs. I appreciate every one of y'all. I wish I could shout everybody out, but I don't see the names right now. Hopefully I will at some point on notifications, and when I'm able to shout you guys out, I'll do it. But shout out to the ones that have been in chat today. We got The Real Zero Chill, we got D Wade, we got Chauncey Ellerby, we got Anthony Rochelle, Josh In, Lock Poppy, we got Corey Lowry, and we got QT0, my man, who has been consistently in my chats. So thank you very, very much for coming out to this stream. Man, I'm ready. I'm ready. I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready. But there's the networks. One more time for everybody that needs them. I'm ready, y'all, man. Let's do this, man. Let's get it! I need to see keep pounding in all caps in our chat right now. If you're ready for that Colts game. Come on, y'all. Let's go. Come on. Keep pounding. Keep pounding. Let's go. I love y'all, man. It's late. I understand. It's cool. I will see you guys at halftime tomorrow for that game. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Been a lot of fun. Always is. You know. Man, I hope this stream finds you happy, healthy, and well. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And let's go beat those Colts. Keep pounding.
Pregame on fire. Purchase your beat. Holy shit. Pregame of fun.
Purchase your track today.
Mm.